a dream last night that I had a DeLorean time machine. I was at some exotic locale and it looked incredible. Had the hat, the jacket, the hoverboard. But then I woke up.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the official Elimination Chamber watch along here on the Jeff Meacham Network. First of all, let me turn the freaking camera so you can see who I'm trying to talk about here. There we go. Really quick, shout out to our buddy Bailey and our little buddy Liam, her little boy, going through some unfortunate medical stuff right now because of people's spastic selves. So sorry about that, kiddo. We're thinking of you, buddy. And the camera looks like shit now because I messed with it. That's what I get for being nice. And it's crooked. This is why I need to check stuff before I go on the air, people. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Got about an hour till the actual show starts. The kickoff is on right now. I don't have it on right now. I'm going to turn it on right now here on the big TV. And I've got my headset charging for listening purposes so I don't drown the rest of the house out with WWE action. If I can get the freaking thing to work, that'd be neat. Thanks very much. Just so you guys know in advance, WWE's having some serious technical issues with keeping my streams alive as I watch, so don't be surprised if I have a glitch in the process. All right. Anyway, the reason I'm starting this by myself is very simple. I wanted to give my co-host for this crazy bit of shenanigans a proper introduction, because not only is he the co-host of Dads on Wrestling, Not Always on Wrestling, not only is he the host of Renegades Reviews, he's also the guy who, quite frankly, has kind of been, why are we doing this? There we go, mute button, hi. He really was the reason that show you guys just sat through for 2.5 hours actually went up today, because he went into YouTube and basically cleared all of my shenanigans out for all the copyright stuff. So he is an awesome force in this process of keeping the network going and getting the shows up that I want up and getting the content up that I want up and making sure the content stays active. And now that I know that I can do that with the Fair Use thing, we're going to be busy, he and I, next time he's off work. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the Renegade, JJ Williams. What is up, brother? Can't hear you. Hang on.
There we go.
There we go.
Helps if you unmute the microphone.
Yeah, you know.
It's just another day in paradise out here in Rancho Cucamonga, out here in the IE. A little bit warmer than it's been the last few days. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's been quite frosty out here, I'm not going to lie. And, granted, compared to Texas and the East Coast, frosty is a relative term. Let's be honest. But I'm glad you're here, brother. And it's like I told the people when I was bringing you in, man, today, I said this I tried to say this on IG Live before IG Live started to be riding that short bus into work today. They decided that it wasn't going to work. But today's Dads was definitely a labor of love. It was a love song show, so of course it was. But we definitely owe your girl Laura a do-over.
Like we're so fond of saying over here on this channel, it is what it is.
It really is, man.
We knew going into it that it was going to be long because we had 3 lists.
Yeah.
Okay. We knew that we were probably going to encounter copyright issues
Oh, without question.
because of 30 songs. I
Yeah,
mean, and not a single repeat of the bunch.
which we talked about has never happened on any. Like I went back and looked. That hasn't happened on Dad's. Period.
Yeah,
Ever in 10 years,
I didn't think so.
which is crazy.
So it was going to be one of those things.
Yeah.
And we know for next time to try to get a little bit more of a jump on the editing process so that it's not a last minute Hail Mary pass that saves the day. I literally did not get to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. The freaking thing with YouTube didn't get done till at least 2.
Yeah, and then I
Like,
was in there for an hour disputing 30 songs
yeah,
under the Fair Use Act, which
like
those
I
of
went.
you out there that don't know, the Fair Use Act basically says that even though this is copyrighted material, we are allowed to use it because we're, number one, not making money off of it,
Which sucks, but
and number two, we're using it for discussion, debate, conversation purposes,
right.
both of which were things that were very prevalent with that episode. And, I mean, we didn't play a full song all the way through, I
No,
don't think.
it felt like we did, but considering it was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah. But, I mean, we're getting decent feedback. I wish I could have been more active in the watch along, but, off off work
Yeah.
shenanigans, hashtag shenanigans,
But I
priorities.
was so, yeah. But I was so happy because for the first time that I can recall, because it wasn't a wrestling topic and she's not prone to come in there very often, Caitlin came in and watched a good. She watched our stuff. She didn't watch Laura's stuff because Laura's songs were too new. She was like, "What the hell?" She didn't understand because she's of our generation. She's slowly getting that cane out, with her hair green like us. But like she watched your list and my list, and she was actually impressed with my list, which I was very surprised because I knew my list wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
And her and I had very different music tastes.
And I knew mine wasn't going to be everyone's cup of tea either. I mean, maybe I appealed to more people than yours did, but
right.
that's always subjective.
But I
as
did
we love to say. So
I did know for a fact that the 90210 reference would definitely get her because she loved the classics 90210 show. So when Jamie came on, I'm like, up. And sure enough, she like commented, she didn't even blink. I'm like, oh, there she is. I knew she would because it's like you always think of Ray when you hear Jamie Wolper's voice. You just do. It's a burden and a blessing for him because Ray Pruitt ended up being not a nice person toward the end of his run there. But
I personally always think of his character on The Heights. I forget what his name was on the show.
I couldn't even tell
because I had pretty much stopped watching 90210 full tilt by the time Ray came on.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't.
After they transitioned to college, I watched kind of sporadically.
Right.
I do remember watching Rebecca Gayhart's character get killed.
Oh God, that is still one of the most gut-wrenching things ever.
That might have been like around the time when I really started to taper off of it.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think because I know I watched the first college year because Shannon was still there, and then I definitely watched the second college year because Tiffany Thiessen came over and Saved by the Bell was my jam. So yeah, Kelly Kapowski being a bad girl, oh yeah. And then, like you said, within I think a year or two of that is when Rebecca Gayhart's character got fucking blown away on the air. It's like, oh my God, like that's still. We talked about it on the show about the Full House episode where Michelle and Jesse say goodbye. Of course, it's going to be better. Dude, that episode out of 210, I still, when I know it's coming up on a binge, I'm like, oh, God. Because I have to like just sit there and just like, I have to like clench my teeth and like just clench my whole body because I know it's going to be like, Luke Perry's initial reaction when the door opens and she just falls into him it just rips your freaking guts to bits. Like, oh my God, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did watch that. I really didn't taper off of the show really until Luke left, and even then I still watched pretty not religiously, but close to it. And then I barely remember the last 2 seasons. Like, I know that like Brandon and Steve did go into a newspaper business, and Steve met his wife there, and then Jason Priestley left the show. So it's like, okay, this is not to know this point. Like, who the hell's left? Like, freaking Ian Ziering and Jenny and Tori left. Like, who? Like, everybody else is people that have come in the last 2 years. We're all over the place. Yeah. Anyway, I definitely watched when Jamie Walters came on and loved the Ray Pruitt character, even though we all wanted Don and David to be together because of Don and David. Like, but then when Ray turned, it was like, ooh, ugh. It was really hard. So I can definitely see why people tapered off at that point. Anyway, we're going off into not too on freaking wrestling, Joe. This is getting pretty hell for me. Anyway, so
it's a little carryover from the previous show. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. So first of all, I do want to point this out because somebody actually was paying attention this week, which I appreciate the hell out of. So there you go. Really enjoyed the review of Notorious from Michael Gonzalez. Hey, you know what?
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, it's good to have the crossover. I really do enjoy when we have crossover audience go through. That makes my day, because that's the whole point of bringing you back here and then you launching your channel and, you know, doing the whole cross thing, which is why I tried during the MIG Live to do the Alexandria promotion, which we'll get to later as we go along. Yes. I don't want to get too far into it right now. But
if you enjoyed Notorious, Michael, then once the watch along is over, of course, head back over to my channel. Today I did All Eyes on Me, the story of Tupac Shakur, which I couldn't think of a better bookend to wrap up my Black music portion of Black History Month. Started with Biggie, you ended with Pac. You had NWA in the middle, Ray Charles and James Brown.
See, I always, and then again, this is going to be the whitest guy in the room talking again, but
that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow on the Renegades Reviews. Unfortunately, at the same time we start talking about, I'm going to try to start at 4. I don't know. At 6 p.m., 3 Pacific, he and I are doing Song of the South. God almighty, dude. Like, just watch it. Just watch it. Anyway.
It doesn't bode too well that you're laughing while you say it. No. Let's. Okay. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Jeff and I will tackle the very controversial Song of the South.
Yeah.
We try to do as much respect and dignity to the film as humanly possible. We do talk about quite a few of the controversies surrounding it.
Right.
We talk about the fact that the Uncle Remus stories are very much akin to Grimm's fairy tales.
Oh, yeah.
And we just try to examine what is okay about the movie,
right,
and what is not okay about the movie in a very, very respectful manner. So if you've enjoyed the reviews that I have done thus far, give me an hour of your time tomorrow as me and Jeff discuss Song of the South.
And yeah, Jeff's on, so it does go an hour.
You will not want to miss.
Right. And yes, because it's me, we do go an hour, so just fair warning there in advance. Because did you usually stand there on a half hour? He's usually pretty good about that. Yeah, I don't do that. So I will say this about Song of the South really quick here, because of you, I realize what's on Disney Plus now as of this Friday. Episode 3. 3 episodes in to the Muppet Show. Disclaimer. The Jim Neighbors episode. Like, just saying, guys. If you can put it over a Muppet Show, put it over Song of the South. Anyway, that's for tomorrow.
Yes.
Now,
tonight
is the
Elimination Chamber.
I have to do it in the proper Bischoff voice, or it's no fun. The Elimination Chamber. Yes, no, it wasn't created by Eric Bischoff. It was introduced by Eric Bischoff as the Raw GM. And no, it's not the same chamber as it was in 2002. It's way different now. Much more safe for the participants because ask Triple H about the chamber, 2002. When he could talk again, that is. Ask people that were slammed on that grate that was actually a legitimate grate around the ring area because they had to make it as gritty as possible. And I said gritty because right now on the WWE Network they're showing a commercial with Lacey Evans for corn dogs and a character that looks like it was Gritty's long lost love child with Lacey because apparently she's pregnant. Attacking her in the kitchen with Corey and that goof who commentates the other show. I can't remember his name ever for the life of me. Commentating over the shenanigans. Anyway.
And for those of you that don't know who Gritty is, the mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers NHL hockey team.
Yeah,
Google
I'm sorry.
it.
Sorry, I always assume people just know that because I'm just a hockey dork and I don't know any better. Anyway, I forgot what tangent I was going off of on that. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the chamber's been not grossly, it's been significantly altered over the years due to stuff like that, injuries like that happening. So you're not going to see the same chamber you saw at the Survivor Series 2002, at SummerSlam the following year, or if you saw it live prior to 2017, I believe, is when they changed the chamber over. So, and this guy here on screen right now better have a strong showing. I'm going to be pissed because JJ and I know firsthand what this guy's capable of if he's turned loose, as well as the Dragon, Bryan Danielson. I know he's Daniel Bryan now, whatever, but these two guys are both in the chamber. They better go far, or there's going to be an angry ginger up in this place.
Let's run through the card real quick, sir, because I have not given predictions yet. I did try to submit them when you were them with Greg, but they didn't get acknowledged or whatever because y'all were moving on. You guys are doing your own thing, and it's all good. But
All right. So here's what we know right now. What we know is there's going to be a match. I forgot who was announced for it, so somebody in the chat room help me out here. But this match is no longer the match it says it's going to be. This match is now Bobby Lashley versus Riddle versus a winner of a fatal four-way. Keith Lee is out of the show tonight.
Interesting.
He is I believe he's injured, if I remember correctly. He was injured the other night, and he's injured enough where he's not going to be there tonight. So that is the state of things now. So the winner of the triple threat the fatal four will go into this triple threat match. I did say originally if Keith Lee did not win, that Riddle was going to win. And had it stayed one-on-one, I would have stuck with Riddle because I said this in the group chat for No DQ. Riddle's be getting bitched out by Lashley left and right, so he's owed one. However, they have four guys now as a variable. I assume you had the list because you're looking intently.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, it will be on the pre-show here, and it's going to be John Morrison versus Mustafa Ali versus Ricochet versus Elias.
Okay. I gotta believe that they're going to put. Okay. God, it's so hard to even really go here, right? Because, like the person you pick, you got to believe is going to be the one that's going to win the match, because I firmly believe Keith Lee is going to win this match. So it's going to be, and again, I'm not trying to compare it to any situation like it, so don't, send your hate mail elsewhere, please. I firmly believe that the winner will be much akin to John Morrison and Vengeance 2007, where, Benoit was going to win. So they just went with that, and they had Johnny Nitro beat CM Punk. So that's what I think is going to happen. So who do I think is going to win this Fatal 4-Way? Based on the people I see here in this, Ali's do. For sure. But Ali and Ricochet are both definitely do. They've both been given the runaround about, a lot of things. So, and Morrison to be funny just because of the situation. I mean, not funny, haha, like ironic funny, right?
Right.
And Elias is the wild card, as he always is. So I'm just going to, not toss a coin, but I'm just going to kind of throw it in the air. I'm going to say that Ricochet enters the match and Lashley retains the title.
See, and for me, I'm looking at these names, and I'm like, only two jump out at me as possibilities, and that's
Right.
Mustafa Ali and John Morrison.
Yeah, make sure you say Mustafa, or we'll get hate mail.
Oh, okay, Mustafa. Excuse me.
I know.
Morrison, because I think it would be kind of cool if he wins the match and then wins the title, and then, I kind of threw this out there on Greg's show, have Miz cash in at the end of the night, and then you've got Miz and Morrison with the world and U.S. titles.
Right.
I think that would be an interesting way to go. And then I know that the Retribution has been getting seriously, it seems to be stalling.
Right.
And I think Ali walking out with the U.S. title might be a good way to jumpstart that engine.
Well, that's not a bad. You know what? Let's bring in a third party because, well, he's earned his right onto the show. Holy crap! Yeah. Hi, Big G.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Christ Almighty, dude. Second week in a row.
In 2 weeks, you have made $200 on super chats.
Hey,
over
what
two
can I
people.
say?
Clean up aisle 4.
I don't mind helping out all the time. I mean, I got money, that I have saved up and whatnot, and I'm like, what the hell do I do with it? And I got my stimulus check. What the hell do I do with it? So,
dude, you've got a wedding in the fall.
Hey, I got that all planned
Probably
out
already
already.
paid for.
I guess.
If he's throwing away money like that, he's probably already got deposits down and everything.
Hey, I don't mind helping out every once in a while.
What's going on, G?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Seriously, I was telling Jay during the editing from hell the last
I've
5 days.
seen all the tweets and Facebook posts that you've been putting out. I was like, oh my god.
Okay. So that's just like a tenth of it. He and I have been going back and forth for 2 days. So part of that was, and I was telling somebody else the same thing. I forget who I was talking on the phone about this. Part of the YouTube thing is you have to make X amount of dollars in a month's time period.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if I can cash that in on the end of the month, if I can cash it out now like I do Anchor, I don't know.
Yeah.
So the more money that goes in the kitty, the better. So Google, hi, right here. That's the second $100 in 2 weeks. If you don't pay me on the 28th or the 1st, I will find you and I will Liam Neeson you. Very good.
Have you looked to see if when they pay you?
What's that, G?
I said, have you looked up to see when they pay you?
I have tried to look at it. You have to remember, I was looking this up during this whole saga of this show. So my eyes were about 4 days tired. So I don't know if I may have seen it for all I know. I don't know. JJ's the one that figured out the whole freaking copyright fair use thing for me because he had sleep in it where he could figure it out. I was like, by that point, I'm like, whatever. So anyway, what do you think is going to happen with this fatal 4-way so I must have missed something. Did Keith Lee get hurt during the match on TV that I missed?
Storyline, I think he got hurt,
okay.
But I've been reading on NoDQ.com and stuff like that. I guess Vince doesn't see anything in Keith Lee right now. And I guess Vince is, we say this all the time, but Vince is so out of touch right now. He does not know what he has in front of him.
It's so frustrating because I do talk to people that know more than me, and I'll leave it at that. If you know, you know. I don't understand why the old man doesn't Keith Lee is so the guy. It was one of those things. It was so organic, even at Survivor Series with Roman.
Yeah.
Like nobody saw that coming.
No.
And
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I wonder if that's why. I wonder if Vince is just like, well, I didn't want that to happen, so it's not going to happen.
Did you? I don't know if you saw the clip or anything with Paul Heyman on Talking Smack.
I have not watched Talking Smack this week, and I'm very mad at myself for that because I always watch Talking Smack.
There was a clip that I watched that was on Twitter, and Paul Heyman said, what about you should watch Raw, and he's like, well, never mind, you shouldn't watch Raw because Raw sucked ever since he left, so.
You know what? Honestly, good for Paul. You know why? Because somebody's got to say it.
Yeah.
We've all said it for the better part of a year. Raw is no longer the A show. It's not. No. It may be presented as such, and JJ we've all watched long enough where Raw will always be the flagship.
Yeah.
But as far as match quality, as far as storyline content, as far as everything like that, other than the Fiend, Alexa, Randy Orton thing, SmackDown is running away with it.
Yeah.
Just like it did in 2002, 2003, 2004, other than Evolution and its peripherals.
Yeah.
SmackDown was whooping that ass.
Well, I was reading on Twitter as well. I guess Terry Funk had written something about how AEW is doing this death exploding match.
Oh my god, dude!
At Revolution.
Oh my god!
I have never seen a match like that, and I don't want to go on YouTube and watch one. I want to see. I'm getting Revolution.
Okay. And
I want to see this firsthand, what this is gonna do, because Terry Funk was like, hopefully this match will wake up Vince McMahon and say, I have competition.
Okay. Let me.
It might have been Dory Funk. I don't know. It was one of the Funk brothers.
No, it was Terry. I know
it was Terry's. Okay.
Because Terry was in one. Terry's in more than one, actually.
Yeah.
Say, Terry was in a few of them with Cactus.
Okay. So I assume you've read Mick Foley's first book.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yes.
Okay. Do you remember the picture inserts in the first book?
Yes.
Remember the picture where Cactus is going like this, the very first picture, and his arm looks like it's been thrown through a barbecue?
Yeah.
That was 3 days after his first death match with Terry Funk.
Oh my god! Is that where he lost his? I know he lost his ear in Germany.
No, he lost his ear. No, he lost his ear in Germany because they were over there. He had Vader in the main event because Vader was the world champion, and the first match of the night, Too Cold Scorpio, God bless Scorp, and his menacing member, as Cactus talks about in the book, did a move off the top rope, one of his 450s or whatever.
Yeah.
And the rope, remember, WCW used to use cable that was like encased in whatever the hell it was, rubber tubes.
Yeah.
The cables were too loose. So Scorp requested the cables get tightened to the max.
Oh my god.
So that everybody else would be safe later. He didn't count on Cactus doing the Cactus clothesline with the hangman afterwards. Cactus every once in a while would do the Cactus clothesline, but he would do a hangman where it'd be like a visual, like, oh my god, look, he's hung up in the ropes.
Yeah.
He was legitimately hanging himself by accident because he didn't know the ropes were so tight, right? So he's trying to push his way out. As he pushed out, his ear got pushed almost off.
Oh,
now, here's the gross part. If that wasn't gross enough.
No, I'm fine. I can handle it. Just
watch the most recent Mick Foley full-on career in-depth documentary. It's on the network. It's For All Mankind. It's also on two disc Blu-ray that I have. They're during part of that process, the actual documentary. They're talking to Leon and they're talking to Mick. They show the clip over and over of Vader. Of Leon punching Mick, and you see his ear fall off his head.
Oh my god!
And if that's not bad enough, they slow it down and highlight the ear going to the bat ever so slowly.
I'm gonna have to check that out tomorrow or whenever and just.
And
watch
I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I didn't pay for this DVD to have lost lunch. I'm kind of mad about that. Not gonna lie.
You get over there, JJ. You look like you're about to lose your lunch.
No, I'm good. I'm just visualizing and remembering because I haven't seen that footage slowed down and like diagrammed. I'm remembering the footage on ECW where Joey Styles was breaking down Benoit breaking Sabu's neck.
I hate
And
that
how
so
they
much.
would like slow it down and freeze frame it, and he came in with the little arrows like the
Yeah,
NFL
oh my
and was
God,
like,
I
you can
remember
see the
that.
compression right here. That's what I'm visualing as Jeff is describing this.
Yeah.
This is why things have changed in the last 20 years because
Right.
of stuff like that. Anyway, so
Let's go back to the
okay. So with Cactus and the death match, if you want to be surprised for your first time, I encourage it. That's you. You're a fan. You do you, boo. If you want to know what you're going to see out there going in, I actually sent Dylan, because Dylan asked me what an exploding death match was. I'm like, here you go, Bubba. Good luck with that. I sent him the link of the Cactus Terry match was the finals of a death match tournament.
Oh my
on
God.
the same day.
Oh
In
my
110,
God.
115 degree Kawasaki, Japan. Like, not only these guys killing each other, they're dying of heat stroke in the process. You've got Terry Gordy, who's not Terry Gordy no more because he'd been through his coma by then and came out a completely different person. I think both Leatherfaces were in that tournament in different matches. Tiger Jeet Singh, who was Tiger Ali's much less talented father. Terry, Cactus, not Sonny Ono, but the guy's name was Ono. Oh, I know. I couldn't tell you his first name. If he had a gun to my head, he'd blow me away. I couldn't remember his name. And then the eighth guy.
Okay.
The tamest thing I heard was there was a tray of broken glass at ringside for one of the matches. These, like, I know that Kenny is big in Japan, and I know they do that stuff over there, and we all know Mox's history. Jesus Christ, he's. I'm wondering about Renee right now. I'm really thinking about Renee right now. And she's like, you know.
I think she was like flabbergasted or something. She said something.
She has to be, because like I know firsthand how Terry Funk's wife has been all these years, because I talked to her on the phone before I talked to Terry when we did the interview way back way back when. So I know how these hardcore guys, significant others, deal with this stuff. Renee hasn't been with John since John stopped doing this shit.
No. They met in WWE.
Right. And Dean Ambrose wasn't exactly tame, but he was still under a PG umbrella.
Yeah, now he
ain't there no more, man.
No, he's under a TV 14.
Yeah. And the match on pay-per-view, which is even worse.
Oh my God.
So I again, you said you want to watch for the first time as a fan, and that's fine, but I cannot encourage you enough to at least prepare yourself. I mean, if it's like the match, because I did a lot of research on the Exploding Death match. The ones I remember, the ropes are replaced by barbed wire for one thing.
Yeah. And
at some point, I think it's like in the 10-minute mark of the match, there's 4 little explosives in each corner, one in each corner. Pyro, like big kaboom, like it's like you have to cover your ears or you go deaf.
Oh my God!
Like, I try not to laugh because it's oh man. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, and everybody knows who my worst enemy is. I wouldn't put that guy in this position. I wouldn't do it because it's just barbaric.
And that's next weekend, isn't it? Or 2 weeks from now?
I want to say it's the 7th.
The 7th,
or the 6th, whatever the Saturday is that week.
Yeah, I want to say the 7th.
So the Fatal 4-Way is starting right now on the kickoff, but we haven't gone through the whole card yet. So I'm gonna do what I usually don't do, and that's talk through the matches, because I do want to go to the rest of the card, because we kind of did a little freaking song and dance on the.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks from now.
So where do you see this match going, G? As far as we're getting ready to start right now, Fatal 4-Way. Who's going over here?
I'm gonna give it to Ali. I think he needs it the most.
Right.
Nothing against the other guys. I mean, Elias has got Riker. Morrison is with Miz right now, and Ricochet.
Right.
God rest his soul, or not God rest his soul, but God help him.
God rest his
career.
Soul. Yeah.
I mean, like. Yeah. The thing is, I don't understand. Why can't they go back to NXT like Finn Balor did?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
It's,
like
these
every
guys'
single one of these guys could
careers-
use a serious NXT reboot.
these guys is, I mean, I think I was talking to, I can't remember, I was talking to Virtue about it on one of his shows,
Right.
but I don't, like, you have Alice the Black sitting at home, you have
Yeah.
all these people, Andrade,
Yeah,
who's
what the
engaged
hell,
to
man?
Charlotte, who's engaged to Charlotte Flair,
Seriously.
and they're sitting at home because Vince does not know what to do. These guys, these
And you're
guys,
telling me you can't find something better for Charlotte to do with her more talented boyfriend than this pregnancy bullshit? Come on, man. That's terrible.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, the day that Vince dies and passes away, I think the wrestling business, or at least WWE, will be in better hands with whoever takes over.
I've wondered about that, and I'll tell you what. Whether we want to admit it or not, just because Paul is a different person doesn't mean he's going to switch the booking up. He still has been sitting under the Vince learning tree for 25 years now.
True.
So just because he's booking NXT differently, you have to remember something. And again, I have the utmost respect for everybody in that family. I've met the majority of them. When you're up with them, they're decent people. It's just, you question their booking strategies. I'm not going to shy away from that, but I'm trying to be respectful when I say this.
Yeah.
Triple H will never be 100% in control as long as his wife is alive and as long as his brother-in-law is still alive.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because it goes back, based on the book I've read, it goes back, 80 years if you count Vincent J's father, Roderick McMahon.
Yeah.
And they have a history of success. I mean, granted, creative's not good right now, but money's sure good. So
yeah, the money. See, that's the thing. Like I think he cares more about the money than what he cares about. How he's using his people. If you don't know if you don't have anything for them, let them go to NXT or let them, find a mutual agreement to break the contract.
Jeez. Not to break your stride, Chief, but freaking Ricochet just flew across the ring and drop kicked Ali's head off. Anyway,
and see, like Ricochet, perfect example. Yeah. Have him go back to NXT. Have him. I think he's still dating Casey Catanzaro.
Yes.
Yes. So,
here's the deal there, though. I personally, and this is just, I mean, JJ, I'll get your opinion on this too, because I don't know if you were watching or if I've caught up on that. I think Vince got disenchanted with Ricochet when he saw Brock Lesnar throw him around Saudi Arabia. Because, all that was, ooh, my favorite play toy completely took apart this new Tonka toy, so I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. And it's just sad that these guys can't do what they're passionate about. They got into this business to wrestle, and they're sitting at home, or they have no storyline.
Now, see, look at this. These four guys in the ring right now. Granted, Morrison's been getting more copy than the rest of these guys, but these four guys are in here fighting like they are on. Like they're going to get fired if they go back without a win here. Like they're fighting, they're beating the shit out of each other, especially Ricochet and Ali for obvious reasons.
And Elias, man, I don't know what they've been doing with Elias.
Well, I mean, they've got Riker with him, which is fine because Jackson Riker has been a grossly underused talent over the years.
Well, he's not even out there tonight.
I know. But they were kind of having like problems the last couple of weeks, so maybe they're selling that. I don't know.
And then anyway, Reckoning isn't out there either.
Yeah, well, but remember, Reckoning is also going to be Mrs. Keith Lee, so maybe there's something more to that. I'm just saying. But yeah,
it's sad though because you can always tell when Vince loses interest in somebody, and Keith Lee had that really strong showing when he came in, but then you saw him. I think it was when he developed COVID and had to take off because Mia had COVID or whatever, and then he came back and it was like, okay, he's here.
It's so ridiculous that if okay, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to say this here, and if this gets me in heat, so be it. If they're holding catching COVID against these guys, that's bullshit. Because realistically speaking, they shouldn't even be doing this. If there's a pandemic on right now, this is way too close. I don't care if you're in a bubble or not. Like, there's way too risky for this many people to be around this often.
Yeah.
No, it's bad. And granted, Florida is its whole other animal. I mean, I've had friends that have been to Disney World recently, and good for them because Lord knows I love to be at Disney right now.
Yeah.
Right.
But not at 35% with the chance of I have to wear a mask 99% of the time I'm there. That's not Disney for me. I mean, yeah, you're in the park gates, you're seeing the castle, you're seeing it's there.
Yeah.
But it's not the same because you can't experience it the way that you want to experience it. For me,
hopefully, come September time, once we get married, because we're still planning on going to Disney in Florida for our honeymoon.
Right.
So hopefully by then,
Well, but you know what though, I'll see if I can get you in contact. Our good buddy Alexandria the Red, the cosplay model that I promote so much on here. Her and her hubby went to Disney World a couple weeks ago. They had a great time. And it was funny. She originally had this cup that was from the Beast Castle that she had for years and years and years, and it broke.
Oh wow!
And she got it here, so she didn't think they'd have it back there, and they did.
Was it like an actual beast? What did it look like? Was it like
she posted a picture? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'll have to look anyway.
Because my fiance is like really into like Beauty and the Beast. She's like, that's like her favorite Disney movie.
Let me see if I can get with you off air about that one. Anyway, but yeah, I mean they had dinner at the Beast Castle restaurant. I mean, it's such a.
That's where she wants to go. But it's expensive though. I looked at
God.
Well, she said my fiance said like the breakfast and lunch isn't as expensive as like dinner time.
Yeah,
but I looked at some of those prices. I was like, holy! It was like $51 for a plate or something like that. I was like,
oh boy,
or even more.
Yeah, so if your glass of $51 a plate, you might want to rethink your tragedy.
I was like, man, this better be like the best damn food.
Oh, it will be.
My God.
Dude, Jay and I know pretty well as far as Disney food, and if it's worth it. A sit-down dinner at Disney is pretty much always worth the price.
Yeah.
It is the best food you'll ever eat, dude. I'm like, and put it this way. I sat down at Club 33, don't hate me, and I look at the menu, briefly look at the price, pulled my throat out of my balls, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I'm not paying for it, so breathe. If I could possibly, even remotely, recreate the ingredient mix, like everything they did as far as the actual making of the food here at home, I would. It was the best meal I've ever had at Disney. Ever. Granted, 3 courses, but still, it was ungodly good. Just so good. And the stuff you'll have back in Florida, again, neither one of you have been back there, and I'm unfortunate that Jay hasn't been still, and I know you're going soon, G. Disney World, it really is. It's a whole other experience than Disneyland. It's a whole other experience than any other Disney experience, and there's a reason it is the #1 destination spot in the world for tourists over, Disneyland, over anything else. Because, put it this way, when Dad and I went back in 2008, right before Dylan was born. It's all since I've been there. For I'm trying to think, either 6 or 7 days park entry, and all the food that went with it, and Mania and Hall of Fame. We got it in way less expensive than I thought we did.
Nice.
Well, I thought we would. So again, you're not having to factor in wrestling tickets. Thank God for you. Because Mania is a whole other beast now. Because Mania is a lot more of a spaz than it was 13 years ago. Mania is just such a freaking thing now. There's a reason I didn't go up north to Santa Clara when it was out here for 31. Because God, first of all, getting up
Morrison took it.
Oh, he did. Good for him. And what I say on the pre-show, Jay, funny as hell, considering he's a step-in for somebody that's not there. Yeah. Just like 14 years ago. Scary.
On the league, it's not going to count. Aaron didn't want it to count anymore, so.
Well, it's a kickoff anyway, so it really the kickoff match wouldn't matter. But now the triple threat match will matter because it was literally happened right now. We're going to find out now, so I don't. That's fine because
it's like no biggie. I just hate when WWE does this like last minute booking.
Well, like oh god, Ricochet's head's 3 different places. If they're going with the injury storyline, then fine. I'll roll with it, whatever. But if he's not really hurt and they just took him out of there, that's bullshit.
I don't know. I mean, besides what Aaron has posted, I don't think he's legitimately hurt because I think he would have posted something on Twitter.
Yeah. See, here's my thing with Morrison. It's such a damn shame they can't say, hey, Morrison's done this before and come out the victor because they can't talk about who he replaced. So, All right, so now we've got that out of the way. Let's move on to the rest of the card. So, I don't know if this is on the kickoff or if it's on the show, but we'll go ahead and...
it's on the regular...
okay, very good.
On the regular card.
I'm just going to leave that there the rest of the show, your contribution. I'm also going to put Bailey back at the top where she was because
that's fine.
having Bailey at the top with the $100 just makes my freaking day. Anyway, so we did hear a promo from Nia and Shayna on NXT on Wednesday with Raquel and Dakota because they are the Dusty Classic winners. So in theory, we're going into Nia and Shayna versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez next Wednesday, March 3rd, which is my late uncle's birthday. He would be 16.
They're starting the Elimination Chamber match first.
99. He would actually be... I forget how much younger he is than my mom. Anyway, I think he's 10 years younger than my mom, so he'd be 51 this year. Anyway, so in theory, right now we're going to get Nia and Shayna versus Raquel and Dakota. However, we have a wrinkle in the fabric, if you will, because Sasha Banks, who's a SmackDown Women's Champion, and in theory, her number one contender, Bianca Belair, teaming up to face the champions. Now, we see in the situation where the WrestleMania opponents go into WrestleMania as tag team champions. Shawn Michaels and John Cena, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, quite a couple. I can think a few others. So I don't have a problem with that. But here's my theory: NXT is due an holy crap, this happened moment.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to be the women's tag team titles because the women's tag team titles are getting grossly mismanaged on the main roster. So I feel Nia and Shayna retain, and they lose NXT.
That's what I had picked, Nia and Shayna.
JJ, what do you say, sir?
I have a question.
What's your question?
Before I give into my thoughts and stuff on this.
Yes, sir.
Why are Dakota and Raquel getting the match on Wednesday? Why aren't they saving that for a Mania match or something a little bit closer, maybe Fastlane?
Right.
Why are they hot-shotting it for a TV show?
That's a very good question.
They won the Dusty Classic and get to challenge the main roster tag champs, and they're going to give it away not even 2 weeks after they won the tournament?
Yeah. I don't understand that. I mean,
I have a problem with that.
I do too, very much so.
Now, what the story I was thinking when I heard this match announced is that Sasha and Bianca would win the titles with the help of Dakota and Raquel, thereby setting up Sasha and Bianca having to wrestle twice at Mania, defending the tag straps, and then Bianca going after Sasha.
That's not a bad idea. That'd be actually interesting.
I don't mind that, except it wastes the Dusty Classic completely.
But now we're getting the match on Wednesday.
Right. And I
So what I'm gonna say is I'm still gonna say Bianca and Sasha are gonna win the titles
Okay.
because as of now, Bianca has not declared who she's challenging.
No.
And I think that if they then lose the straps on Wednesday to the Dusty Classic winners,
Right.
Bianca will have motivation to challenge Sasha.
There you go. I dig it. Now, let me put us all back on screen here because this needs to be addressed with people on the screen. Cleaver Colin Andrews says, my fiance surprised me with a new 75-inch TV this afternoon. Just got it mounted in time for the show. Mrs. Cleaver is my favorite person at the moment. Man, that's bitching. 75 inches.
All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna turn the stuff off. I'm gonna go grab some din din real quick.
Okay.
No worries.
He's fine. He's gonna go clean himself up from that 75-inch announcement. Anyway,
Back to the Future.
I love it. Of course it is. See? There you go. There it is, baby. By the way, let me
now really quickly going back to the triple threat.
yes, let me go ahead and throw it up there. Well, I don't have a graphic card yet, but I will.
I still want to see Riddle walk out with the belt. Like, I think this whole thing with him in the Hurt Business has been for naught if he doesn't eventually beat Lashley for the strap.
I agree with that.
So I'm gonna go with Riddle in that triple threat match.
Yeah, I mean, I am not Riddle's favorite. Riddle's not my favorite person by any means. I've talked about that ad nauseum. But
I've heard you hate on him for being, RVD 0.
yeah. I don't like the guy personally because his attitude sucks. But in the context of the story, he's been bitched out so much. He's got to win the freaking title already, or it's just useless.
Yeah, and it's at the point where you don't save that for Mania because that's another 2 months of him getting bitched out.
Almost, yeah, because Mania's mid-April this time, so that's way too friggin' long. That's not quite as bad as waiting for Rocky, but it's still bad. I don't see it happen. I don't see it happening. Drew's got to be the champion. I saw Drew on the screen. Riddle's got to be the U.S. champion coming out of this show. So.
All right, so what do we have after those two matches?
Let's see here. Okay, so now we're going to get into something that I don't think is going to happen, but you know what? I don't even know what to call or how to call this because I don't know what they're going to do here. It's just so bonkers.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with, what's going on, the pregnancy announcement. Is it an angle? Is it legit?
Right.
Are the WWE just working us so well that the media has picked up on this?
Right.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility when it comes to WWE.
Right.
I think the big tell is going to be if the match actually begins to happen tonight.
Right. I mean, it's been talked about on Twitter. Greg pointed it out. We've had a pregnant champion in the last year and a half, 2 years. But it was Maria, and she was the 24/7 champion, and it was pretty much, ha-ha'd away after a few weeks. The only way it works, and I said this on Greg's show, and I say it here now, the only way this works is if Lacey is like him-hawing around, not really whatever, and just cold cocks Asuka with a women's right and pins her and walks out the champion. And then,
but what does that then do to Asuka?
That's
like,
what
I'm not Asuka's biggest fan. I don't get her, but that buries her.
Oh, it does. It does. Here's and I agree with that. So I wouldn't do it just based on that. But imagine if they actually went through with this and they maintained that she was pregnant and she kept finding a way to dodge, weave, bob, cock, good night, and just keeps going. And then we get to Mania where Charlotte is said, all right, enough of this bullshit, and goes to like finds a way to have it where she spears Lacey or something, and the whole crowd is and then they brandish a report saying she's not pregnant after all. Nature's heart is broken. He flips his shit. Charlotte gets her belt back. Again, I'm not promoting the elevation of Charlotte for the millionth time over the burial of Asuka by any means, but it's a Vince thing to do.
I don't know. Like,
It's a Vince thing to do, brother.
so then my next question becomes, why Lacey Evans to be the person to pull this off?
Because
With
they've
all
been
of the
trying to
women-
get her over for 2 years. Like they've been they've been trying their
It's not
damnedest.
going to get her over, though.
I agree with that, but Vince don't think that way.
You know, I mean, why didn't they do something like this with one of the Bellas?
Yeah, I'm not touching.
I'm
that
not
one.
a huge Bella fan
Yeah.
either, but like at least they were like superstar over, and it might have been believable for them, and they were heels more often than not
Right.
with their twin magic to be able
Right.
to have pulled something like this.
Back when they were twins.
Yeah, before Nikki had twins.
Right. Before, never mind.
But
Got twins.
I
the
still,
better,
I still think that there's the possibility of a substitution.
could be.
You know, I threw it out on Greg's show, and it's one of the things you did post up about a
Yeah.
possible Becky Lynch return.
Which I'd be fine
Or-
with.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering that she left pregnant
Right.
and she's coming back to replace
right.
a pregnant.
Right, which I agree with you on that. It'd be a whole full circle thing. Hi, Chris. Hi, Josh. Sorry, I didn't acknowledge you guys till now. I apologize. I've been talking. That's what I do. That's what I do for a living. I talk.
You know, and then there's still tons of other women on the roster at their disposal that
Right.
they could use as a substitution. Even if they just let Asuka retain
Right.
to get out of this, you know, Lacey thing, but
Right.
I don't know. I'm
Okay,
gonna reserve a comment on it until we know what's actually gonna happen on the show.
Yeah, it's so hard to call without knowing what's really going on. You know, it's weird.
So
All right.
next match.
Into the chambers we go. So the winner
All
of this match will immediately face Roman Reigns, which is stupid. Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. Smart money is Kevin Owens.
But he just had his match at the Rumble.
I know, but it was such a botched thing that, you know, it's almost like they'll want to throw Kevin back at us just to say, hey, he got a legitimate opportunity, but he's coming out of the chamber.
Yeah.
So
now Roman has Jimmy with him right now, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Jay is the one that's sold out, not sold out, but he's fallen in line with the head of the table. Jimmy's still injured.
Okay.
And Naomi's on Raw, so she's not a factor in the family thing yet.
Right.
So I had to make 2 picks. I'm trying to remember who I picked. I can't remember. That awful. I don't have the right freaking thing loaded up, of course. So let me just check here in the no DQ picks. I don't remember who I picked, and I'm very bad about remembering that stuff. So stand by. Oh God, Colin's TV looks sick. Good grief. Anyway, sorry. Man, my freaking gadget just spazzed to quadruple. Anyway, let's see. Is that mine?
Do we know if Jimmy is close to coming back?
I don't know that answer, to be honest with you. Hang on a second. Where the hell is my picks? That's not my picks. You know, I should put my picks on the damn freaking graphic, Noah. I bet you did. I just didn't see it. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So I picked. It's funny. I picked King Corbin to win. I guess I did. Wow. I picked Corbin to win, and then I picked Sami Zayn as my second pick, and then I picked Sami Zayn as my first guy out. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing the other day, clearly.
Well, I do remember you saying that it was time to move past the King Corbin gimmick.
Very much so.
And perhaps a win here, even if he fails in challenging Roman, could be something to move him past the King Corbin gimmick.
That'd be nice.
I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to go with Brian and Jay.
There you go. Who's the first out?
Because Sammy.
Yeah. Poor Sammy.
Ole!
Yeah. I was going to say, you know what's funny? We, watched 4 of these 6 guys mature into the guys they are now. For real.
Yeah.
God. Anyway.
You know, something I'm possibly seeing as far as Jay goes and why I'm picking him. It's why I asked about Jimmy.
Right.
As I could see Jay walking out with the title shot and then Roman kind of forcing him to lay down.
Yeah.
And Jimmy coming back seriously, you have a shot at the title, you're going to just lay down?
Well, but he
kind of bringing a little dissension between Roman and Jay.
Right. Okay, for what it's worth, they're lowering the chamber right now.
I'm seeing that.
Are they
They're probably going to start with that chamber match since the person's going to get a shot at Roman.
That's true. Now let's see what happens.
Maybe they'll be nice enough to give a little bit of time between the chamber and Roman.
Right. Oh, so yeah, I wanted to, since we're in a lull here before we get to the Raw chamber match, I wanted to throw this out there. This one. And I can't reach it, but that one's up there. Undecided Printing on Instagram, undecidedprinting.com. Teespring won't give me a hat option. I don't know why. Which is very upsetting because Aaron's got one. So why can't I have one? Why can't Greg have one?
Yeah.
So,
Raw chamber.
So, there you go. Okay. So the Raw chamber. Anyway. Okay, so it is the Universal Championship chamber match. Okay, very good. FBI, if you copy this, you're dead. We kill you. Okay. So the Raw chamber is for the title itself. We have Drew McIntyre defending against Kofi Kingston, who was added last week, Sheamus, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy. And man, it's funny I see Jeff Hardy. I actually just finally saw for the very first time the formation of Immortal. I've never seen that match in its entirety, and then the aftermath with Hogan, Bischoff, Jarrett, Abyss, and the destruction of RVD by Jeff Hardy. I was like, whoa. They did a lot of shit there in about 5 minutes. Like, holy crap. And you can see why it fell apart, because it was a complete cluster.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Much like shit in TNA was.
Well, it's, again, I will bleed yellow out when I die, but man, God, it's so bad.
You get Russo, you get Bischoff, you get Hogan, you've got WCW again, and WCW failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
for
so
this
chamber,
match,
yes.
This match is really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because, it's easier to say who I don't want to win the title. I don't want Sheamus. I don't want Randy. I'm a true Orton fanatic, but he's had the belt 17 million times. He doesn't need another
roughly.
One. Just like 2 less than Flair. So,
Roughly.
So that leaves me with Drew, Kofi, AJ, and Hardy.
Right.
And you can almost immediately eliminate Hardy.
Yeah.
And AJ.
Right. Yep.
Kofi, I think, is a real underdog because he was a last-minute addition.
Well, but that was the case.
Almost as much last minute as Morrison now is in this triple threat match. I mean, yeah, there's been a week notice, but that's all there's been.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Drew, Kofi as my 2 picks.
Okay.
But I'm
And your
also
first
going
out?
to go out on a limb and say, don't be surprised if there's not a cash in afterwards.
There's been talk about that all week.
Because what better time to cash in? I mean, I know I keep saying it. I've been saying it basically every freaking pay-per-view
I know,
since
right?
Survivor Series for
Yeah,
Miz to cash that thing in.
I know for
But
real.
I mean, after the Chamber, especially if Drew retains, like,
Yep.
you couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
It's almost an ultimate
Opportunity, yeah.
Yes.
And
And
if
lest
Miz
we
does
forget,
cash in, and if Miz does cash in successfully,
yes,
I could see Edge going after Miz, if for no other reason but for the guts of taking that ultimate opportunity. You remind
and
me of myself, kid. Something I
and,
would have done.
and it'd be quite an awesome main event at WrestleMania, would it not?
Something he did do.
Yeah.
Cash in after New Year's Revolution.
Yes, trust me, dude. I have a vivid memory of my significant other and I crying hysterically with joy at Edge's cash in because we were so happy for him, and it was amazing. So here's something that is being thrown out there right now.
Okay.
Josh says Miz cashes in after Daniel beats Roman for the title here, setting up Miz versus Bryan at Mania. Dude, that is like the Constantine Studios wet dream main event for WrestleMania because, Jesus, that'd be amazing. But it ain't going to happen.
The only match with current superstars that I think would be even more of a wet dream match than that at Mania would be AJ Bryan.
Yeah. And this Bryan, not the Bryan that kicks AJ in the balls and then wins the title afterwards.
AJ versus Joe versus Bryan in lieu of Daniels. Or Danielson.
Pardon me on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dude,
so
there
we
is
are
a
starting
lot of
with
talent in
that,
that graphic, including Paul.
right? People sleep on Paul as a manager, but dude,
No. He is
top
this is
5
coming from
dead
an
or
old school
alive.
guy.
I will die on that hill.
What's that?
Top 5 dead or alive. I will die on that hill.
Dude, I'll even go you one better. He's the top.
Over Bobby.
Over Bobby. Yep.
Over Bobby and the Heenan family, really.
Now here's my twist on it. Paul himself has said he's not a manager. He's an advocate. He's a counsel. He's above the title of manager, which he is. Paul is the ultimate guy at ringside. Whatever title you want to thrust upon him, he's the guy. He has been pretty much since Bobby decidedly stepped away. Because think about it. Bobby left ringside in 1991, save for accompanying Ric Flair for those 10 days before he went to McMahon and lost his mind. When did Paul E. form the Dangerous Alliance? Officially, when did it start formation? Halloween Havoc, 1991. The same exact month that Heenan stepped away and Kurt Hennig took his place with Flair. So, literally, from the moment Bobby stepped away, Paul Heyman has been the definitive ringside manager, consultant, advisor, whatever you want to call it. And again, he's the only guy to manage 3 straight WWE champions back to back to back. He was the advisor that ended the streak. And he was the guy behind the guy that sent John Cena to Suplex City in front of all of us. And it wasn't pretty.
No.
To this day, just pictures of it bring me to tears. And I told you about that conversation the other night. So,
I know.
oh God. It wasn't pretty. And like I said in that conversation, I'm pretty sure Charles Robinson's hair alone got about 10 shades whiter refereeing that match.
Once WWE starts traveling again, I'm waiting to see freaking Gino Rivera show up as one of Sami Zayn's cameramen.
That's a must. That's a must.
Book it.
Gino, we love you, brother.
Oh, totally.
We love you,
but
Gino.
I mean, no way Jose's conga line.
Right.
Backstage trying to take a selfie. Sami Zayn's cameraman.
Did you see how many freaking people were on? Like, I'm always flabbergasted how many people were on that conga line at one point or another. Freaking Taylor Hendrick was there. Our girl Heather Lim was on there at one point. Like, Braun Strowman, of course, started in there with what's his name? He was a Rosebud. Yeah. I'm sorry, no. Heather Lim was in the Rosebud, and so was he. They weren't on the conga line. They were in the Rosebuds. Whatever, same difference. Did his crown and outfit get cornier? What the hell happened to him? Yes, Thunderdome, boo this man. It's terrible.
Just boo him for his fashion choice.
Yeah, God, seriously. Freaking Medieval Times called that one of their extras got loose. I mean, they're in Florida, so why not? You know.
We're due for another King of the Ring tournament.
Oh, totally. The fact that he's still King of the Ring after 2 years, like, okay, we need to get it. And see, he looks 100 times better without the crown on. 100 times better. I take it back. He actually like a Shield reject who got his Shield uniform at Toys R Us, but you know he still looks better without the crown on. Yeah,
agreed.
God, what a wait, dude! I can't believe this is the guy that replaced Dylan as his all-time favorite. It replaced Kofi as his all-time favorite. That just it makes my heart hurt. And then there's Kevin Owens, who just looks like a freaking pissed off Canadian, which he is. So there. Josh Manfield, can we please have another King of the Ring tournament if for another reason that we can be done with King Corbin? Yes, please. Book it.
Seriously, like, I wish they would bring it back as one of the big five.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I've heard you talk ad nauseum lately about cutting down the pay-per-views to either the big four or to six.
Yep.
I'm right there with you on the six. Do the big four, do King of the Ring, and then either do like Money in the Bank or Elimination Chamber, something like that you can have like a contendership match featured on the card to give a title shot down the road. You know, the winner of the Rumble gets the shot at Mania. Winner of King of the Ring gets the shot at SummerSlam. Winner of X pay-per-view, shot at Survivor Series.
Well, I would say keep Money in the Bank intact because there's going to be two for sure, which bookends the card, which is good. And then have a solid undercard. And Josh makes a very good point. The four guys are in now. That can only mean one thing. Cesaro and Bryan are starting the chamber match.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment and enjoy that, kids. Now, granted.
PWG.
Now,
PWG.
It won't be like the match I missed at Rocky where they went an hour have headlocks.
I think I have that match on DVD.
If they do that on pay-per-view, I will pop a nut. I swear to God, I will. They'll throw me off YouTube, and I don't care because it'll be worth it. Oh, my God.
I want to say that was Jason Takes PWG.
No, because that was Friday the 13th. I was there for that one. That was in the summer.
Okay.
It was the summer of 05. No, 06. It had to be 06. I was in summer 05 at Rocky. So whatever show that was, yeah. One of our primary Dr. Scott showed up, and he was just like, "Oh my God!" He couldn't believe what had happened. He's looking up what show it was just to make sure I was wrong. I was at Jason Takes I remember the AJ Daniels Iron Man match. It's okay.
No, I was trying to see what show it was. It was May of 2006, so I'm right in the month at least.
Well, yeah, okay, guess, yeah, because May 05 was JSTWG, so okay, my bad. See, I was already full-time at Rocky by the
Enchantment Under the Sea.
Oh, that's
it was the Enchantment Under the Sea show.
Figures,
the one that we almost, the one that me and Teresa legit contemplated renting a limousine and getting dressed up for prom to go to the show, just like freaking George and Lorraine, dude.
Dude, you should have done it. Oh my god.
We so contemplated it.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because now that I remember the name of the show, Dylan's mom and I did the exact same thing. We were like, oh, do we go to Rocky or do we? Yeah, let's go to Rocky. And of course,
Fish Under the Sea dance.
I know. Oh my god, dude. Did you? Okay. Weird. Just in my head trivia right now. Wendy Jo Server, the sister.
Yes.
Did you know she was on an episode of Married with Children?
I'd be lying if I say, oh yeah, I totally knew that. But
Do you remember the episode where Al went and saw his high school sweetheart who was like in love with him?
Vaguely.
And, like, she went like knuck and fuss when he got there.
Vaguely.
Wendy Jo Server, dude. I had to read the synopsis and go back and look. I'm like, oh my god! Like that had to be right before she died because she was gone not too long after the fervor of Back to the Future died down. Because she got breast cancer and went in a hurry. Poor thing. So, dude, I can't believe they're starting with Brian and Searle, dude. Holy crap! One of them's got to win, man. Just to make Roman sweat for a minute.
She was also in, I thought so, I just wanted confirmation.
Right.
From 1978, the movie I Want to Hold Your Hand, which followed a group of kids trying to see the Beatles on their first Ed Sullivan appearance.
Oh, jeez.
She was one of the girls in that movie, too.
It's amazing how much everybody in that movie, except Michael, did before Back to the Future. Remember, Michael was a kid.
Yeah.
But, freaking he did Teen Wolf, which he even said he was like walking by the set of Back to the Future in the full wolf garb going, I should be in that instead.
He was.
And of course, Family Ties, which, Family Ties was a juggernaut.
Yeah, Alex P. Keaton.
Dude, I found it so funny. I forget what it was some sort of reference to. I think they. What happened?
That was great.
What happened? What I missed?
Cesaro walked up to Sammy's chamber and just like pounded on it, and Sammy was like, oh, what? All kinds of spooked. That was awesome.
If I remember right, and I'll have to go back and look later, but I think they wrote Michael off of Spin City by having him go work for Alex P. Keaton. And I was like, what the fudge?
That's awesome.
Inside shenanigans.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dude, for a retired guy, he looks pretty good.
Right?
Did you see the thing with him and Edge the other night?
Nah.
They look at each other like, retirement looks good or something like that. It's like, dude, they both had the same injury. And they're both back kicking ass, dude. Good for them, man. Christ.
Yes.
Can we get Paige back in the ring? Can we make that happen next, please? Hell, fix Stone Cold's spine. Get him back in the ring and stop dropping people with stunners. Crime and knee.
Right?
Oh, by the way, after this show tonight, I'm going to go off the air for sure, let Aaron do his thing. I'm watching Broken Skull Sessions with Sasha Banks, y'all. I'm done with the rest of you are watching. I'm watching Broken Skull Sessions because I love me some Sasha Banks right now. Here we go. I'm going to be quiet.
Yep.
I'm not quiet, but I'll comment along with this.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna do that. Okay.
Yeah. People seem to get bonkers when I go off for a while, and I lose viewership that way.
That makes sense.
Here we go. Chain wrestling. This is gonna be a good 5 minutes right here.
Right. Take notes, kids. This is how it's supposed to be done.
That's it. Somewhere Danny and Excalibur are having the moment. And Disco.
I know, right?
Don't forget Disco.
That's the only thing that would make this better is if Excalibur was doing commentary.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't get me started, dude. That's
like
the thing.
the little bit that I watch AEW, that is what I like most is hearing freaking Excalibur and Jim Ross doing commentary together.
And Tony,
would you have ever thought
no.
that our boy Excalibur would be sitting between those two dudes doing commentary for a living? Dude, seriously.
Dude, I wonder how often he has to sit back and go, what the hell? What is this life I live? Dude, he is gonna be forever on the Bucks nut for that dude. He owes them so bad. Oh my god. But to be fair, they owe him and Danny and Disco and everybody else that brought them in freaking 11 years ago.
The rest of the six.
So, yeah, exactly.
Talwar, Scott,
And Joey.
and Mr. Ryan. I was gonna save him to last because I didn't know, if you wanted to drop that name. So
well, but it's again, last year was what it was. Joey's lifestyle career is what it is. You can't take away from the booking mind and the in-ring ability.
Yeah.
So he and I will never get along ever, but dude's freaking talented as hell. So, anyway, God, look at you, man. See, this is how Brian should have been booked the entire freaking time. I mean, granted, the goofy stuff got him over, and it got him to Mania, and that's fine, but just,
But it goes back to the whole not seeing what they have.
Whoa, look out.
Like G was talking about.
Yep. Well,
it's like we know what they have with guys like Brian and Claudio and Steen and Sammy Generico.
Right.
We know what they've got.
Oh, yeah.
But look at Cesaro. Look at what he's done in the, decade he's been with them?
Yeah. And how often he's only not won the most underutilized wrestler on NoDQ.com Grand Awards, I think once. And only because Rusev won it that year, because Rusev was over like Rover, and they still didn't use him for shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, Cesaro. Every year. He wins it. I told Aaron last year, they just call the Cesaro Award at this point. Really. They give the Wrestler of the Year award for the Observer they call it the Ric Flair / Luthez Award. It's like they should call the NoDQ.com the Cesaro Award. It was funny. If you really look at this ring right now and you think about the tenure of all these guys and the stories they've been given off and on, more off than on, this is the most underutilized group in the main event circle of things.
Agreed.
Now, granted, Kevin just got a title shot. I will grant you that. But you tell me the last time Sami Zayn got a legitimate, I think he can win world title match. I will wait. Okay. Same with Jey Uso. There was no way he was going to beat Roman last year. It wasn't going to happen. It was all about Roman putting him in line with the family. That's exactly what that was. Cesaro, I can't tell you the last time he met the world champion or the universal champion one-on-one. I can't even bring it to my forefront boom right away. I don't know if Brian's got a shot since he lost the title other than the obligatory rematch. Don't think it's happened. And yeah, that's it. And then
there you go. Stall him out.
Oh man, whew. He can do it for longer. We're just running on pay-per-view time, kids.
Now, see, I wouldn't have even pinned him there. I would have grabbed him and started the airplane spin while you have the empty ring.
Oh yeah, Cesaro swing, baby, absolutely.
It's like you just had the blood rush to his head, hook him, start swinging, then go for the pin.
All right, who's in first?
Zayn.
Agreed. Oh, they went with the king. Okay, see, now he looks okay. He took that stupid Shield wannabe vest off. Now he looks all right.
I'm a little bit behind you.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. You said his name and then within 5 seconds. So it's not that bad of a delay.
Now, are you watching on TV or are you watching on another computer?
TV.
Okay. See, I'm watching on Roku TV, so I don't know why. It's funny. Usually I do pretty well with syncing up with the TVs. God, this setup is. I like a setup I got going. I got the cameras here. I actually like how I did this week. I might just keep it like this. It's easy to watch along. I have the camera off to the side that I can just go back and forth.
Yeah.
It's just if I have it here, on the computer, then I have to look over it to see that it's a pain in my ass. So. I guess I want to turn the fan off or not because I'm getting a little chilly. Turn it off. Hello, Tom in the UK. Good to see you, brother. Shit, it's freaking past midnight for you. God bless you, man. I like how they're having Corbin be serious, and he's keeping pace with Cesaro and Bryan, which is not an easy task. Oh, jeez.
But from what I've seen of Corbin, it shouldn't be too difficult for him either. I mean, those matches he had during the tournament for King of the Ring, you know, I remember when we did our show on that, I talked about how much Corbin impressed me during that tournament.
He did.
He can definitely hang with these guys.
Yeah.
So it's good that they're like giving him the shot to do it.
See, that's the thing. Corbin can go. They just they want him to be goo for some reason. It's bothersome. Like, I get Vince likes characters, but like, how far do you go before you totally just sully a guy and it's not even worth it to bring him back to reality anymore?
Well, look at what they did with Sheamus for how long?
Yeah, Brian's a great example of that. Like, Brian had to, Brian's return to prominence after Team Hail Mel. Granted, Team Hail Mel was classic. I'm not even going to deny that. But Brian being Brian took a while for him to get back into that place.
Yeah.
And it was only because John Cena was said, okay, who do you want to face? And John went, I want him.
Okay. Question for you. Awkward Kane tag team partner. X-Pac, Hurricane, or Brian?
X-Pac.
Really?
Yep. Hands down.
I probably would go with that too, if I'm being honest, because it was the best for Kane, but it was the worst for Kane too. It's the first time he became human.
Right.
And I feel like that was the only downfall to come out of that team.
Right, but think about this. It's funny. I just watched WrestleMania 20. I was telling you I was watching the Undertaker's entrance the other night. Kane's return to the monster after, realistically speaking, 4 years. Because remember, he got turned on at WrestleMania by Hunter and China. He humanized more and more as they went on. He teamed with X-Pac. He got betrayed. He got with Tori. He got betrayed. He got back with Taker after the year 2000, where it was a complete train wreck for everybody, but whatever. He got back with Taker. And then they were a team. He was, except for the mask, he was basically just Mark's brother, and Sarah's brother-in-law battling DDP and Canyon for that summer, which was weird. He had a tank top on, and then he went away and came back with an even less of a mask on. He became more and more human, and then within 4 months of becoming the monster by losing the mask, he took his brother out for becoming human because he saw the weakness in becoming human, which I thought was, again, we've talked about this many times over the years. The Undertaker-Kane saga is the best long-term story in the history of the company, maybe in the history of the business. And that wrinkle where Kane was so mad at Undertaker for becoming more Mark and less Undertaker was very effective of his own. Like, I allowed myself to get there, and now you did too. And it was so well told. All right, now Sammy's coming out. I can't see Jesus' name, so I don't know. Oh, jeez.
Generico, come out and play.
And what's awesome is my TV ears are charged, so I can listen to the commentary now, too. If I get to work here, let's see. Too many wires. We'll go on the right ear. That way I can actually hear JJ too, because that wouldn't be fair. All right. Now make this all sync up. Well, that pop's getting thrashed.
Poor Sammy.
God. All right, I've got the SmackDown Dance team in my right ear and JJ in my left ear. It's going to be a good night, Tater.
There you go. Ooh, those European uppercuts.
God, dude, seriously, you know Regal sitting back there going, yep. That's my boy. Because I guarantee Regal's, he was one of the guys Regal saw PWG and went, yeah, we got to get this guy on the roster, like right now.
That year that Finley was in the tournament
Oh, yeah.
was all about scouting. You know, hindsight being the year from hell.
Can you?
That
yeah.
was all about scouting, because you think about, like we've mentioned, everybody, like half of this match came out of that time period. Brian was already there.
Right.
But Cesaro, Owens, and Sammy all were still in Gorilla at that time.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, because I don't know if you've caught up on this yet, but the Owens-Zayn rivalry, after watching Generico and Steen tear each other apart coast to coast for all those years, I was like, oh. Because, dude, they had a battle without honor to end that thing back east. Like, dude, you don't get much more hardcore than that, man. Like, ooh. Well, you do out here, but they call it guerrilla warfare out here. They have one of those, too.
Yeah.
But the damnedest guerrilla warfare match to this day is Joey and Candice against the Bucks. I will die on that hill because Candice ended up with the Crimson Mask. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Here we go. I know. I mean, you're right, but anyway. I wish I was there for that match, though, just to say I was there. But I do have the pin of Joey and Candice with Candice's bloody face. I do have that pin from I forget where I got it now, but I do have
it.
Yeah. And you know what? Deserve it or not, like, that match shows me, like, why the hell haven't they turned her loose until just now in NXT and the women's division? Like, oh, dude, you've got this talent that will literally bleed out for your ass. Like, come on, man. It's terrible. Terrible use of talent. Can we agree that if Sammy wins this match, he can go get his haircut before he faces Roman? Can we have that happen on TV? Asking for a friend.
And what's Ed Leslie doing tonight?
Being in the Hall of Fame somehow. I'm a dick. I don't care. Deserves it more than Coco Beware. Anyway,
but that's not saying much.
At least
Ooh, what is this? Yeah, I can definitely tell they've revamped the chamber now, because the old chamber, they'd be bonking their head.
I know, right? You know, Rob's sitting home going, dude, screw you guys. This is some bullshit.
And this is where Sammy is going to die.
Right? It's like you never would have heard Rob Van Dam would never hit Triple H in the trachea. They had this much room on the top of the chamber to work with.
Right?
He could have flown halfway across the ring from up there. No, too. Jesus.
I'm not going to lie. I would like to see Riddle versus RVD. I think that would be a hell of a match.
I'd rather watch them smoke out and watch a movie like freaking X-Pac does with, get high and watch wrestling. I'd rather see that happen than watch them wrestle. I'm not even lying. I'm not.
Do a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type of thing. Have
X-Pac,
the three of them smoke out and then like watch Friday and Cheech and Chong do a double feature.
Jesus Christ, dude. Talk about a freaking high on steroids. And Sammy's dead.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so, yeah, X-Pac,
now what
Rob,
is Claudio
Riddle,
going to do?
That.
For real, dude?
So, yeah, X-Pac, Riddle, RVD, and Ron Funch, just a comedian, watching
Friday and Up in Smoke.
No. The whole gimmick is they have to watch wrestling.
Oh.
Um,
Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
dude, you want to get him high, not killed.
Followed by the debut of the Shockmaster.
Stop, dude. I value these men's lives. What's wrong with you? Uncle Fred shames you for
to top it off. The introduction of Paul Roma as the Fourth Horseman.
Dude, Uncle Fred shames you for that. Shame on you.
Well, I mean, we could put on the rest of Braden Walker.
You know, well, if it actually existed, that'd be awesome. Yeah, dude. What's so sad is the Shockmaster thing and Paul Roma were within like 2 months of each other. WCW did both of those in the same time period. Like, damn, Ollie, what the hell? I mean, I know you're a grumpy old bastard, Ollie, but holy crap, that's some bad booking.
Here we go, the swing.
There he goes.
Corbin.
Is Corbin's outfit purple or is just the ring aesthetic?
No, there's purple trim.
I see it now. Yeah, God, he was moving so fast I couldn't see where the purple was. He was moving. Oh no! Come on, don't let me be the first out.
Yes.
Oh shit! Oh, there goes that pick for me on that one.
My picks are still in.
Right.
Well, I was wrong on first eliminated though.
I didn't pick him to win. I picked him to be the first out. So
yeah, me too.
It's got to be Kevin Owens because they're gonna make Jay. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at this shit.
It's not bad strategy.
Dude, lay him open, Kevin. Give me a break. Yeah, he's one of the... Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness.
Owens needs to treat him like his name is Shane McMahon and try and suplex him through that glass.
Oh, here you go. Look at this. Whoa. PWG fans, if you need a hug, I'm here. Jesus. Everybody in the match still is a PWG alumni. The only person not is Jay, and he's still in his pod.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, it was. It's so funny to see Kevin be the guy that gets to put on like he's this big dominant dude. Like I remember Kevin Steen being maybe half this size, wearing that damn red shirt of his that said the Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen. It's just like, dude, it's so funny to see him as a big monster guy now. He's so right.
Like I don't do the wrestling figures anymore.
Right.
Haven't for a long time.
Right.
But I'm seriously contemplating getting back into them and just buying the guys that were like our buds at Gorilla.
Yes.
And say that I've got, a WWE AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kevin Steen, all these guys action figures.
And what's funny is with AEW having the nice, really good action figures coming out, Daniels, Frankie, the Bucks, like holy crap.
They look like the OG Jack's Pacifics figures.
Which I'm okay with.
Like the packaging even looks like the classic Superstars line that Jack put out.
Right. Dude, what I want so bad, like I wish I could find it. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know if you got it somewhere in your archives because you didn't have to take the picture. I did. But of Dylan's mom with the Bucks right after they won their first PWG titles.
I don't have that. If I do have that picture, it's going to be on my old desktop tower, which is in Teresa's possession.
Noted. Lift pandemic, lift, damn you. Anyway, because I can't remember if they put. I can't remember if they put the belts. Oh shit! I can't remember if they put the belts on her, like across her like that, or if they had them in their hands. But it's such a great shot because she's like doing her like I don't know, she's like doing this or whatever. But they're both bent down like over her, like right in front of the curtain, Reseda. It's such a good shot, man. And I just wish I could find it just to post it at some point, just show it's like we knew them when, man, and now they're freaking running their own company for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, it's just like the story of me with Frankie and the X Division title.
Right?
You know, I had made enough of a rapport with him at Gorilla that when I saw him at UPW and he was the X Division title, I just went up to him, got kind of nonchalantly, started talking to him, was like, dude, I'm surprised you don't have the strap with you. He was like, just a minute.
Right?
Went to the back, got out his duffel bag. He was like, you mean this?
Yeah. Great story about Frankie since you brought Frankie up. Again, when I went out to SmackDown a couple years ago, when I was out near your neck of the woods, when they came out that way, there was a guy sitting there. I can't tell you his name. I couldn't tell you what he looks like because that day was such a freaking blur for a lot of reasons. No alcohol. I was a good boy. There's this guy on the phone saying he was talking to Frankie. Well, okay, cool. Let him know I said hi, and I said, hi. He hands the phone to me. What's up, dude? I'm like, Frankie? Is it? Yeah. Well, who'd you think it was? You asked to say hi. I'm like, oh, well, hi. It's been how many years? We gave him the Coolest Wrestler Alive award back in the old XMV days. He is the coolest dude on the planet. I love him so much. I love him and Rob. And see, it's amazing to me how those SoCal laid-back guys always tend to be so cool with me. You know, X-Pac and Rob and Frankie. Just saying.
Yeah, that's just like me and the Ballards.
Yeah, it's funny.
I can never tell them apart.
No.
So I don't remember which one it was that I bumped into, either Shane or Shannon.
Right.
At a freaking Ontario Reign game.
Yeah.
He was there with like some part of some outing, soccer team or something, you know, his kids.
Right.
And I spotted him and we just started shooting the shit for like half the third period.
It's ridiculous how that happens, man. It's so crazy.
Irony, that's the same night I got the picture with Daryl Sutter.
Nice.
Because he was there with Chris watching the game.
Yeah.
Because his other son, Brett, whatever it is.
By the way, about time you got a freaking goal. Hi, Brent. Jeez. I mean, the Reigns still sucked. They won one
game.
But
I mean, you know, just to bump into someone from the business like that, granted, the indie circuit, the Ballards never made it outside of SoCal, really.
Which is a crying friggin' shame for the record.
And for him to remember me, considering it had been a year since I had been to a show, and more years since I had seen them at a show.
Yeah.
If we're being real.
Right. Yeah, I'm always amazed, and I know a lot of it is because I'm still on the air and I'm still recognized because I do this still. But the people that are bigger than me. I mean, like the guys that are like in WWE now. Anyway, big surprise. Could have been first, Dick. Give me a point. Anyway, I'm forever amazed at the guys at this level or at AEW that still remember. Because they ain't no reason to remember me. Mm-hmm. I'm just me, right? But they don't forget that it was, it was me and me doing my show on No DQ and with you and with, you know, that they really, you know, got to know and have people see, you know, them outside of their, the context of their on-air personality. So I always thought that was cool. I mean, I mean, Watts, as big as he got, and then he's still the Indies, but he's a mainstream NWA superstar. He remembers us,
I'd love to bump into Pierce and see if he remembers.
He remembers us. Trust me, dude. He remembers us.
Giving the NWA World Heavyweight Champion a lift to his car in our minivan.
God, that freaking van. I don't like that at all. That ain't right. Anyway,
hey, that was good strategy though.
Oh,
he got Simmons' arm trapped. I thought they were going to lock the chamber with his arm in there.
Yeah.
And then just leave him for last.
Yeah.
And he would have either had a Hogan-esque, Cena-esque comeback and still won it, or he would have been easy pickings.
Somebody earlier said, Josh said Sammy would be out first, which didn't happen. Jane Corbin will screw Owens to eliminate him, but Owens did get screwed. Cesaro eliminates Corbin. I think actually happened. Corbin eliminates by Cesaro. So there you go. So he's right. It's in the wrong order, but dude, Josh sounds like he's going to be Nostradamus here so far.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. My goodness.
The order is off, but Cesaro eliminated Corbin. Then Sammy got out.
Yep.
She screwed Owens.
Yep. Yeah. God. That damn minivan. We got the freaking World Heavyweight Champion driving the shotgun seat. Like, what the? We're sitting in the car going, what the hell? You know what's still shitty about that? We still never got a full interview out of his ass. Never.
And we never will.
Like, damn it. And now he's working with the East, so we never will. Like, But he still got the best completely ad-libbed closing shot / social media post in the history of Renegade Wrestling, because I filled in for you that day because you put my interview on your show, and freaking him coming in at the very end after Heather's interview.
Yeah.
And then his comment on social media, because Heather's had her tank top on that day, and I mentioned Adams in the picture. He goes, I didn't even see there I am. God damn it, Pierce. You're a husband and a father or two. Shame on you. And he was then too, so don't bullshit yourself, Adam. Come on now. Oh man, he's one of the ones I really miss seeing all the time. Like, I hate that I don't.
Yeah.
Granted, the pandemic's put us apart from everybody. I'm not even trying to be on that front, but like when I was going to the shows and he wasn't like at Hollywood or Paul Rainey or wherever the hell, it's like, because I still sit here. I will die on this. Oh my goodness, nice block. I will die on the hill as he is the best NWA champion I ever saw defend the title in person.
I agree with that.
And, when you think about the people we saw win / defend it, Colt Cabana, me, myself, in later years, Tim Storm, Nick Aldis, Cody Rhodes, whatever you want to call him this week. And even before Adam became champion, AJ Styles. Let's see who else came to. I think AJ's the only NWA champion that came to PWG as the champion. Pretty sure he was the only one. Yeah. And before that, I didn't see the NWA champion because they were in Tennessee and I was in California. So
yeah,
and I never saw Severn defend the title in WWF because I don't think it actually happened. And I didn't go to shows when he was the champion because I didn't go to my first show post 94 until WrestleMania 2000. So yeah, Pierce is definitely the guy.
All right, Brian.
Oh man. Oh my good Lord. That's a pretty safe statement there, Corey.
I didn't hear it. I have my TV muted.
Our buddy Kobe with the best avatar in YouTube and Twitter at the moment. I love that avatar to pieces because of what it invokes in my memory. It's the stare down between Austin and Rock right after No Way Out 2001.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. That is the only WrestleMania I have not watched on my annual binge because I'm waiting for Kat and I to get there in our under that War binge era binge. So haven't watched WrestleMania 17 this year yet. I'm bummed because I love that WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm really behind on my Mania binge because I've been trying to play catch up on Renegades reviews. So,
which we appreciate here at the Championship Network, by the way. Thank you very much for that. And dude, like I said on IG Live, and I said this morning, dude, you are the reason that show is up right now. Granted, we're not going to make a friggin' dime off it. Yeah, the editing is bad on my part, but the show is up because you went into YouTube and made a fuss, and God bless you for that. I really appreciate that, man.
You know, like you said at the top of the show, it really was a labor of love, man. We worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
You know, me having to prepare 20 songs to play because Laura didn't have the ability to on her device.
All right. Hang on a second. Balls.
Well, I said it was going to be Brian or Jay.
You did.
So whoever wins, I got that one right.
And a boy. Oh, there's a splash. Wait a minute. Okay, here's my thing with this, though. Jay is wrestling with passion and fever. Why? He's not going to get a legitimate shot. He knows he's not. So why would he even, I mean, unless he's fighting so hard to make sure his boy doesn't have to get in the ring with Brian, which is a very dangerous thing, obviously. Oh, he's going to go
to win the belt. He's fighting to keep Roman's belt.
Right. And look what he's going to try to do to make sure it happens. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my. Oh, that hurts. That hurts me to watch. That's a big fall to take a couple of knees to the gut. Not going to lie, dude.
But what did that do to Brian's knees, too?
We'll find out here in a second.
To have to then go against Roman.
Well, we're about to find out.
But so like I said, having to prep 20 songs myself.
Right.
You having to come up with 10 and not being a huge love song guy. Sitting there for trying to schedule a day when the three of us could join together to do it.
Yes.
Sitting there through 2.5 hours
right.
of hashtag shenanigans to get it done. And then YouTube was going to tell us no. I don't think so, YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim. Yeah, no. So, okay. So first of all,
I went in there and I fought my butt off.
Yes.
To get that up because it had to be seen.
It did.
I don't care about making money off of it. Granted, it's not my channel. I know you don't care about making money off of the ones where we use stuff like that, the theme songs or this or whatever. But there was no way
to.
There was no way I was going to have it be.
No.
Well, that show can't go up, so we did all that work for nothing.
No. And I did point this out during the broadcast. When Laura is giving out her list, it looks like I've checked out. Like I'm just like, oh.
I did notice that when we filmed.
And I said it in the comments, and I said it now. It was not of, I don't like these songs. I'm too old for these songs. It was, screw this damn technology. Screw this damn computer. I want to throw it across the room. I want to step on it with a sledgehammer. I'm done. I was so done at that point. So if that came off as anything but technology woes. I do apologize to Laura. I do apologize to you. I apologize to the viewers because it was a labor of love, and I was just so freaking fed up at that point. And, you know, I'm talking about my binges as far as watching Friends on HBO Max, watching the Muppet Show now because you made me aware it was a thing, and now I'm lost forever for 120 episodes, and I'm going to hate you later. Kobe
Hit the show, Jay.
has been doing the WWF bit. He started in 85, and he's on SmackDown 2001. So God bless Kobe for his commitment. That's a long binge. It's, you know, I want so bad to be into this, but I can't because there's no way Roman dropping the title here. There's just no freaking way. Dude, Kobe, you need to find your balls back in Carmelo's purse and stop talking like a jackass. Damn it. Why do I have 2 messages on Messenger on? I don't have any messages in this. It's so weird that it does this. By the way, you'll appreciate this more than anybody else. I wonder if our old mutual friend is having a time over shirtless Roman.
Ooh.
Oh my God. You better bite his hands or something. Or that. Well, done did it now. Done pissed him off. Why would you piss off one of the Anawahi family like that, Brian? You know better. Look at Paul in the background. He's like, oh shit, what do I do here? That's one pissed off Roman Reigns, dude. Oh my God. And the famous words of the old days, Brian Dunn did it now. God, he just clubbing him with that freaking golden glove thing. Oh man, really? Jeez. Why am I disappointed? Why am I upset? I knew why. I hate that I get so emotionally involved. God damn it, Jay. I mean, that's our boys. That's probably why. Like, I get it, but ugh. Son of a bitch. All night long, he almost made you tap. You better shut your face, Roman. Well,
Cue Brock's music.
right. Like, I don't even like freaking Lesnar, but please, absolutely. That was a hell of a count. I've never seen a spear counter like that. That was pretty freaking inventive by Brian. I'm not going to lie.
I'm sure they practiced that a few times to make sure it would go fluidly.
Yeah, that's a really tricky little. God, look at that! He's just clubbing him. Man. Now, here's my thing with this, Michael, about being Brian's and Reigns at Fastlane. We've had that at Fastlane. So, I don't see them. I mean, they may try to think we don't have that big of a memory bank, so maybe. But, you know, I mean, here's the thing. Fastlane's in 2 weeks. That's the only way to keep Roman busy. If you're gonna have Roman on a pay-per-view, I mean, might as well. Or Edge can, come out from the crowd and do that. That works too. Sorry if I'm ahead of you, Jay. I apologize. Oh. Oh, boy. Hey, Roman, don't send the go home show off the air with spearing the Master of the Spear on SmackDown. You'll get yours, brother.
Is that the official challenge right there?
Well, he did the point and pyro went off. You tell me.
That's why I asked. It's like
Yeah,
it seems like that's pretty official, but
yeah, I mean, he said
we'll find out live tomorrow on Raw.
I mean, we saw him bend down. We didn't see what he said, but we did hear him see this. We did see him say the word WrestleMania in Roman's ear, and then the pyro goes off around the sign. And dude, Roman done pissed Edge off on Friday, so there you go. That's it. Dude, Edge is in the main event of WrestleMania. I am over the friggin' moon right now. I don't even care if he loses, as long as it's a decent match, It's funny. Dylan had me watch a video from another channel that I'm not going to give press to. One of the guys predicted that Roman would come in on SmackDown and bring out the big gold and say, "You never lost this. Come get it if you can." And then when Edge becomes the champion, it morphs back into the World Heavyweight Championship, which I would be all about. But I don't think they're going to do that because they've invested too much capital in the Universal title. So yeah. I'd like it to happen, but I don't think they want to logistically use the big gold design because they don't own that. Even with the WWE logo on it, they don't own that design. Nobody does. So. Dude, I freaking love this show. I love the interviews he does with people, and I love people getting real on this show. I freaking love it.
Me too. I love his reactions to some of it too.
Seriously, because I mean, he doesn't know. He's not there every week.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know this shit's going on. I love having the current guys with him, or the current girls with him, because he's a fan. He's still a fan. I love it. And, much like our 2.5 hours earlier today, if you want to spare 2.5 hours or so, go watch this round 2 with Undertaker. Good God.
Already did.
Good. Huh?
Already did.
I'm talking to the audience, but definitely to you as well. I mean, yeah, dude. And watch the uncensored one because the bleeps are stupid. But yeah, I mean, granted, they didn't get near as drunk as Adam and I got a couple weeks ago. They're still sipping the Jack Daniels the whole time, which is awesome. But yeah, him and Steve Austin and Mark Calloway talking for 2 hours was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So good. The best one they've done, by far.
I've watched quite a few of them. I haven't seen all of them.
Yeah.
But I've watched quite a few of them. I've watched the Bailey one.
Yeah.
I've watched the Goldberg one.
Yeah.
I've watched the Taker ones.
Right. Hang on one second. I'm gonna switch ears on these things. I can barely hear you, even though you're in the good ear, which is weird. Okay, let's see here. This is the computer, so we'll do that. Jay, testing.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta turn you up now. That's fine. I'd rather have you muffled but can still hear you than trying to fight over this thing.
Bad Bunny on SNL. Really?
I don't mind it.
Celebrated singer?
You know what, dude? We're getting weird. Like I'm part of the company. God, I'm so freaking bad. The company is getting exposure on NBC. Good for them. Number one. Number two, do you follow? Are you still kind of away from Twitter? Are you getting back into it again, or where are you at on Twitter?
I'm still pretty much away from it.
Okay, Medusa has been all up on this for the last 3 days. Because at that Raw throwback show, whatever it was, she was on, that she sold the belt to DiBiase.
Yeah.
She's trying to say that she paid Ted to watch it. She's still a champion. So she's trying to get up in Bad Bunny's business and challenge him. It's like, oh God, that damn Medusa. Shit. Oh God, here we go. Dude, please kick. Okay. Dude, why did they make a Damian Priest this guy's bitch? Why? Another waste of the main roster. God damn it, Vince. This makes my brain bleed. I can't believe it either. Speaking of, I can't. Okay. Oh, I get it. U.S. title challenger. Got it. Okay.
Looking all evil Knievel.
I have no comment to that, clearly. Wow.
Bro.
Dude, you're broing people that can't see you and they're not really there, Matt. Relax. Oh my God, dude. How high are you before you go out there? Asking a question. God. Like, I don't care if Jomo or Lashley win as long as this goof doesn't.
But like we both said, like,
I know.
It needs to end with him taking the strap off Lashley. The Hurt business has been crumbling.
I know.
Especially Cedric and Shelton.
Right. Oh, I'm out of cocaine Sprite. This is not good. I need a refill on a drink here. I'm still an hour from dinner. Jesus Christ. And it's really smart to have Matt go out there with a guy with his entrance because Matt's going to have a major starter moment right now. He's like, whoa. Slow-mo, dude. What?
I know, right?
Yes, I'm stereotyping. No, I don't care. Colors, Matt. The colors. Anyway.
Right.
I don't give a shit. I'm going to ride this guy so bad this whole match. Just so I can be mad when he wins. Because he's going to win. Come on. He's going to win.
I don't know. I mean, there's always the possibility of what I said at the top of the show and Morrison picking up the U.S. Miz cashing in for the world.
Yep. I'm okay with that. I am perfectly okay with Miz and Morrison being the top singles champions on Raw and Ricochet's head not being on his shoulders anymore. Good grief. I wonder if the human side of Brock Lesnar goes, dude, I feel so bad for that guy. Where did I start? Dude, John Morrison needs to find whoever invented parkour and like kiss their boots forever. That guy's in ridiculous shape still.
Seriously.
Well, you know, steady love from Ty Valkyrie didn't do him any harm either. And she got signed. She'll be on soon. What happened to MVP? What did I miss? Oh, that's right. He's hurt. I love how MVP downplayed it on social media and he's walking out with a crutch. Like, dude, either you are or you aren't. Quit bullshitting.
Yeah.
I love you, Montel. I do. I always have, but Jesus. Can you believe he was in a marquee match, the last WrestleMania I saw live that long ago, and he's still around like that? And same with Lashley here. Actually, Lashley wasn't at WrestleMania. He was already gone by then. I forgot about that. He was in TNA by then. Oh, that's funny. Anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to be a big Lashley. I actually like Lashley. So
I do too. I've always liked Lashley. MVP took a while to grow on me. When he first debuted, I did not like him.
No.
I dug his music and his entrance,
Yeah.
but that was where it stopped. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like the Phineas and Ferb show.
Yep.
Intro is great.
Yeah.
The rest can deal with that.
All done from there.
But MVP seriously grew on me after a while, and it was his feud with Matt.
Yep, I was gonna say. Yep.
That's what really got him to grow on me.
Well, you know, MVP had the unfortunate stigma of who he took the title off of and having to battle back from that. By the grace of God, he got handed Matt Hardy as his next feud. Because coming off of Benoit and then Benoit doing what he did was not helpful to MVP at all. And you remember, MVP went through that whole rest of that year. He feuded with Matt, yes, but he also had the program with the Brothers of Destruction with Kennedy as the co-conspirator, if you will. He had a tough second half of 2007. And that wasn't because of Benoit necessarily, but he definitely had to battle back from, I got the rub from the guy who did what he did, and now my rub is pretty much useless. Championship or not.
Yeah.
He was champion the whole time. Matt beat him at Backlash 08. And only did it because he came back at Mania during the match I talked about, Money in the Bank, and freaking drilled MVP off the top of the ladder with a twist of fate. Which even from 70, how many yards back was still pretty cool to see in person. Not going to lie. See, that's why Matt smokes, because he takes a beating every time. That was cool.
Okay, in descending order, you got more.
Oh, he blocked. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Referee almost died.
Morrison with those educated feet.
Right? It's like, can we just have X-Pac be part of this show with RVD and Morrison? Can we have a Morrison X-Pac MVP? Not RVD, whatever the hell. I can't get the initials straight. I'm getting a freaking contact high from watching Riddle.
Yes, we went there, folks.
I'm a bastard. I really don't give a crap. I really don't. That didn't look like it felt very good.
No, probably not.
Oh, language. Oh, jeez.
Thank you. Some idiot hopes to become an imbecile.
God. Can we stop bouncing people's heads off the ring pole today? Can we please not do that anymore tonight? Mick Foley, if you're watching, call the company and go, hello? Dr. Nowinski, somebody, anybody.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'll call. I know concussions. 203 352. Oh wait, that's Connecticut office. What's the number for the Thunderdome? Holy say. It's so funny.
I was just laughing.
Right. I put that post up of the Hall of Fame, and Aaron was talking about me and Lee getting beat up in the parking lot that night during the taping. And I'm like, so many undocumented concussions. So many. I mean, I took a vinyl record off the head. Freaking Lee took, I think, a trash can off the head. Dude, I guarantee we both walked out of there with a low-grade concussion. I'm not even joking. So dangerous, so undisciplined. And they're doing shit like this where they're freaking throwing Morrison into the ring pole. It's like, come on, guys. I almost said a very Howard Stern thing when they were angry when MVP was yelling at this camera, but I'm gonna let it go. Y'all can figure out what I was trying to say. Must be careful. Oh, I saw a redonkulous post about Lashley. I don't know if it was yesterday or this morning when I was in my insomnia. Lana went on there, social media, and claimed that her and Bobby Lashley's storyline had broke the internet last year. I'm like, CJ, I love you. Stop. The only broke internet is the people breaking their computers not having to watch it anymore. No! Shh. Oh. Wow. That was even Dominator. That was even better. Dude, Lashley came in here done, ready to kill. Oh, God. Didn't block that spear, damn it.
All right, now during the time that I stopped watching, obviously you kept watching.
Right.
Since Lashley has been back, have we had a Lashley-Lesnar match?
No.
I'd pay money to see that.
Oh, yeah. I would have paid to see it when Lesnar first came back. I would have paid to see it before Lashley came. Like if Lashley was around before Brock left the first time. That's oh shit. Okay. At least he got his hands up that time. That's a money MMA match right there. So yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And it has to be a Mania match.
Has to be. Like if they can get through this pandemic and get over this by either Dallas or Inglewood, they gotta put Lashley and Brock in the ring. They got to.
Bring back the Lions Den. Throw it in there.
They can do that in Dallas. I don't do that shit here. I never dug the Lions. And actually they have a thing now called the Fight Pit they do in NXT, so they can work that in. Nice. I'm not sure if I like that one. Way too much no Lashley here. Yeah, Morrison looks hurt. Josh is right. He's favoring his ankle. Oh my goodness. Hi. As much as it takes for Lashley to get his shit back together, that's how much more he can absorb. Oh, there he is. Here we go. Oh! Oh, come on. Did he spiral tap? Is that what that was? Oh,
Sort of.
Not sure how much he got of it, but he got it. Yeah, that's why I figured he'd kick it out. Damn it. Why is it incredible? It's freaking Bobby Lashley, Joe. Relax. Sorry. Triple threat, no DQ. No qualifications, that's right. Oh, damn. Uh-oh. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Oh, no, 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 no. Well, should go up there and eat him, please.
It's all right. Lashley will get his return match because he wasn't the one to get pinned.
No.
Bro.
I know you ain't broing me right now. You get the hell out of my office. Jesus. Damn kid.
Needless to say, we know who Little Meach wanted.
Barf. The real RVD shames you for that one. Oh, God, that stupid crutch. What a shock. Real needed a crutch to win.
I'm doing good so far.
Looks like his entire damn career he needs a freaking crutch to do anything. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, you got that one. Yeah, did you pick Brian as your first choice?
I picked Brian and Jay for the chamber.
And then you picked, what else has happened so far? That's it, right? Yeah. No.
Just the match against Roman.
Right.
Which we all knew Roman was going to retain.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And then you picked Morrison on that triple threat, right?
I said Morrison. It was going to come down to Morrison or Ali.
Yeah, it's true. You did. Jeez. Oh God. Make sure I take my anti stoner meds Friday before I watch SmackDown. Get another contact like I did tonight. Jesus. Oh, here comes the obligatory countdown commercial for SmackDown, WrestleMania.
Yes.
Let's see. We are. I think we're 8 weeks out now. This should be 56
48 days, I believe.
Yeah. Well,
because if I remember correctly, when we did the one last week, it said 55 days.
Well, it should be 49 then, because WrestleMania is a Sunday.
Well, but it's a week later. It'd be 7 days later.
All right, 7. Yeah, 49 is
So
multiple
48.
of 7. No, 49 is multiple of 7, not 48. 7 times 7. It's either 49 or 56, one or the other. Wait a minute. Oh,
48 days.
Not counting tonight. That's where I always get messed up on that. Not counting tonight. Yeah, I already got my Peacock membership because this freaking thing keeps spazzing on me during Classic watch along. So I figure, hell, I'll be ready for Peacock when it's on. I'm not gonna dick around. I'm gonna transition immediately. All right, so you say Sasha and Bianca are gonna take the belts here.
Yep.
All right. I think there's more money with NXT wise with Shayna and Nia because Shayna and Dakota have history. So Shayna broke Dakota's arm at one point. So. Yeah, Big G, if you're watching, here comes your girl, brother. It's so funny to me that she is as over popular she is, and the head of the stable is not even in the business anymore. It's so funny. And Jessamine and Marina are a freaking afterthought.
I'm going to go off camera here for a minute. I'm going to run to my fridge and grab me a drink. I'll be right back.
I will do mine once you come back then. Let's see what we got here on the. Let's see what we got here as we're Getting ready for this match to get underway here. Just taking a look at my group. I have notifications, so there you go. See all. Let's check over here. This is an update. Wait, Reginald pinned Sasha on SmackDown? Or pinned Nia? That's stupid. That's so dumb. Oh, well. Yeah, tap out was still a thing. Now I do. Yeah, Bianca. Yeah, buddy. Why is this guy with Bianca and Sasha? Where's Carmella? Did I miss something? Huh. This is so weird. I don't know why he's. I don't know why he's even with her. I don't know why he's not with Sasha. Carmella. Did Carmella get hurt? Did I miss something? Somebody help me out here. I'm begging you. I said that earlier, Josh, with the Michael Cena and the Eddie Ray thing, where the tag team champions face off for the champion. Face off. Eddie Ray weren't facing for a championship, granted, but excuse me for a second. I don't know. I dig Sasha. I'm late to the game with Greg and all that, but I love Sasha. She's great. She's the best. She was the best last year. She was definitely the MVP of the women's division last year. I will stand by that statement. Excuse me, why? Adjust my shirt because I feel it's sweaty. There we go. Anyway, let me check in real quick here while we have a lull with the rest of the house. See, I am not happy Riddle won at all. I can't stand Riddle. I wish Lashley would have whooped his ass, or Morrison would have won. Should be good here. I'm trying to think. Bianca never won the NXT championship, but the other three former NXT champions made their first real big presence in NXT. Yeah, Tim, it should have been Keith Lee's moment, but for whatever reason they took it away from him. It's so stupid. Go ahead and wait for Jay to come back. Oh, he just popped back in. Didn't even see him. Stealth like that, ninja style.
Yep.
All right, well, what I will do is I will do what you just did because I need to get some refreshments. I definitely need some water. My throat's parched like mother effer, so I will do that, and I shall return.
And I will try to hold this match together as best as I can with absolutely no knowledge of what the moves are these girls are doing because they've come along since I really was watching. I know what that was. Bianca telling her to kiss her booty. You know, I haven't been watching SmackDown and I missed this week's Raw. So I'm not really sure how Sasha and Bianca came together, but I do like their potential as a team. Mm. Nice pin cover there. I like Shayna. I would like to see Shayna versus Rousey if Ronda ever came back. Obviously, we know she's not going to come back anytime soon with the pandemic and everything. But I'd like to see Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey face off. Sasha's definitely selling the arm there. I do apologize, guys, that I don't have as much here to say. I also don't have my TV right in front of me like Jeff does. I've got mine off here to the side. So I have to kind of look away from y'all to try to see what's going on. Here comes Naya. Bianca looks ready, man. She looks like she's ready to come in there and just tear the house down. Got to get her that hot tag. What do you guys think of the show so far? The Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Start putting your comments there in the chat, and Jeff will bring them up when he comes back during the break between this match and whatever match is next. Let us know what you think of the show so far. I mean, we've only got Drew's chamber match and then whatever is going to happen with Asuka and Lacey. You know, if that match has been completely pulled or if it's still going to happen. But just that and the Raw Chamber is about all that's left, unless they throw something else out there, some 24/7 something maybe. There we go with the tag. Really, Sasha? You just barely got out of the match and you're going to try and tag back in? Yeah, tag back in, Bianca. Get in there. There we go.
Unmute. There we go.
There we go. Just so you know, sir, while you were gone, I asked people to start leaving their comments of how they think the pay-per-view is going so that you can possibly bring them up between this match and whatever comes next.
Definitely.
So if you're
I think
starting to
also
see
the
some of
chamber.
that feedback and whatever is going to happen with Asuka Lacey, if they're going to do anything or not.
Oh, I forgot all about that friggin' thing. Yeah, I got so caught up in the other stuff. I forgot all about the Oscar Lacey, whatever the hell they're going to do with it.
So if you're starting to see, comments on your end about feedback on the pay-per-view, that's why you're seeing that.
Haven't yet, other than watch they do with it. Yeah, well, yeah, we've gone over that ad nauseum all day, Tim. So yeah, very likely will happen. So we'll see. I still think it should be Nia and Shayna going into face Dakota Kai and Raquel, but I'm not booking the territory, so I'm just a fan who Vince said 2 years ago that they were going to let us be in charge. So what do I know? I don't get this whole thing with Reginald. I thought he was Carmella's guy. Why is he being all buddy-buddy with Sasha and freaking Bianca? It's bugging the shit out of me.
Don't know. But he looks like he's ready to pop bottles there for celebration.
Right? It makes no sense to me. All right, make my crystal light beverage here. It's so funny. I always think about this when I make this stuff. This is the stuff we had to go down to. This and top ramen to get the kids a good Christmas. And now I like drinking it. It's so funny. Although this is different. This isn't the powder crap we had at the 99-cent store, to be fair.
Ooh. Is that it? Samoa
Ball game.
All right, so I lost that one.
It's all right.
But you notice Sasha got pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Not Bianca, keeping Bianca looking strong.
Oh, yeah.
Bianca will still probably challenge Sasha as a result of costing her the straps.
Godfrey the champion looks strong. Yeah, see, I don't like it. This thing's bugging me. Like, I don't know if, like, he distracted Sasha, so it cost Sasha, and Bianca's mad at him. But, like, I mean, I probably just wait and see what happens here rather than speculate at this point.
Heel turn.
Right? Oh, no, commercial. Huh. Interesting how they're. I don't know where they're going with this. Now I'm thoroughly confused. Oh well. We have a chicken fried steak tonight. I found out in the kitchen.
There you go. We're having burritos tonight. We had burritos last night, and there was still so much meat and stuff left over. We're doing it again tonight.
Homemade burritos? Nice, dude. That sounds good. I don't think I ever had homemade burritos over there yonder. I was only over there once, to be fair. So, I'm pretty sure we actually had out food when I was over there. I was tired from traveling. They were tired from working. Like, not out food. Fuck that. I offered to pay for dinner, but Mom was like, no, put the money back in the network. I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. So. Again, Big G, dude. Oh, my God.
March 21st, so 1 month from tonight.
All right, and then another 3 weeks after that is Mania. God, too many pay-per-views, man. Too many. Ooh, I like it. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to say it now. I love you, Mike. I love your wife and your kiddos. Shave that beard. That's terrible. That's like Dustin Brown 2012 status, Mike. Knock that shit off. And if you know, you know, kids. Because it was documented in front of people who had the best playoff year of the 2012 Kings. That was me. That was me. That's right. Dustin Penner even done said so. Of course, he became a Duck again, so you can't really count his credibility. Anyway, gotta get a shot on Mikey there before we got here. Love you, Mikey. I know you're packing for your move. God bless you, dude. Dude, they are in the chamber early, man. It's gonna be interesting. I guess
there almost has to be a cash in.
Yeah, I wonder if they're. I guess they just scrapped Lacey Asuka thing altogether. Which I'm fine with, by the way. Yeah, I'm with Josh. Please, please, please let Miz cash in. Please. Like, I like everybody in this match, but man, if Mike walks out of there with the title, I may have to go off camera for a few minutes and clean up. It's like, okay. My only issue with it is he'll lose at WrestleMania. I really think he will if he wins here, because he did win last at Mania because it was the build for Dwayne. And then he only made it as far as whatever the next one was with Morrison and Cena in the triple threat match. So I don't think he's going to get a long run here, which I think is bullshit. Mike D, do you guys know how this Peacock thing is going to work? If we have the network, will automatically transfer? I don't know that, Mike. I went ahead and subscribed to Peacock just to be safe. Because once they switch over, once they do the transfer, I can just cut the WWE Network thing off, which would be very weird. Because I had that was queued up to launch. I paid for that on the day. Like, it wasn't even on the area, and I already had it paid for. So it's very weird to not have that on my monthly thing every month for the first time in 7 years. Very, very bizarre. This month, actually. 7 years this month. So yeah, it's going to be weird. Well, I'm trying to decide. I definitely want to get a Meacham Museum shirt because I don't have one of those yet. But I don't do that show often enough to really warrant having a shirt with it full time. I should have Greg Sherry show shirt on that show every week. Although I have two Greg Sherry shirts already that go, and they're both green anyway, so it's like I really don't know. Yeah, see, for me with this match, Jay, it's like it really doesn't matter to me who wins because I'm happy if Drew walks out champion, and if anybody else wins the match. I just want Miz to cash in so bad. Even if Drew wins, I still want Miz to cash in. But
Yeah. And you're right. Miz probably would lose the belt at Mania.
Yeah.
But what if he didn't?
I know.
What if he shocked the world again?
I know.
Because everybody thought he was going to lose the belt to Cena at Mania. And then Rocky came in and had him keep the belt.
Right. Trust me, dude. I would love nothing more than for that to be a thing.
I do like that Sheamus is like ditched the Ninja Turtle hair.
Yeah. Okay, so Drew isn't starting.
Yeah. Which I'm a little bit surprised they're not having him run the gauntlet, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more would he have to do to prove his worth than to start the chamber and emerge still victorious?
That'd be a way to do it.
Even with the cash in, he still survived the chamber.
Yeah. Josh is making me think. Hold up, what if Becky could be why the chamber is now? They're not going to have the pregnancy thing main event the show, dude. That would be that'd be a complete piss in the face of these 6 guys. I'm sorry, but it would. Even Becky Lynch coming back would be a piss in the face of these 6 guys, and Miz if he catches it. So, I really don't see that happening. I'm not trying to shit on your theory because you're hitting it out of the ballpark for most part tonight, but I don't know, that one seems really out there, like in the parking lot behind the field.
I hear you on that, but let's examine this for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Number 1, women have main evented pay-per-views before.
Right, I know.
Why not a throwaway pay-per-view like this? Okay, that's number 1.
Right.
Number 2, always leave the crowd going home happy. How many people will be pissed if Miz cashes in on Drew?
You'd be
or if
surprised
somebody
how many wouldn't be.
defeats Drew, or if somebody else defeats Drew.
Right.
Send him home happy.
Yeah.
Returning Becky Lynch.
Right.
Defeating Asuka for the title, no less.
Right.
I think it's a little bit of a stretch too, but I mean, let's examine it for a minute. Why not?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely a possibility. I'm not denying the possibility of it. It's just I rarely will say it's too far fetched. Like I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but it's very hard for me to actively give that the benefit of the doubt in my head. I wish I knew which shirt was which. I'm trying to track these damn things on freaking USPS, and I don't know which one is which because I've deleted all the damn emails by mistake. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, I don't have a problem with anybody walking out of here as champion, nor really do I have a problem with the scenario of Becky Lynch coming back and shocking the world right now. And the other possibility of Rhea Ripley being the person who is substituting for Lacey, but again, I don't see that scenario Rhea Ripley. I'm not shitting on Rhea at all, but Rhea Ripley subbing for the person in the angle with Ric Flair and Charlotte in the championship match is in the main event spot. Becky returning definitely is a main event spot. I will give you that 100%. I just don't believe it's going to happen. And you're right, Tim. They don't need Fastlane. They don't. And we went over this on Monday, this week or last week.
Yeah, when you were talking about what wrestling needs.
Too many pay-per-views right now. There's just too damn many. Like, I would honestly be okay if, and again, this is, trying to make the world more harmonious for all wrestling fans. 6 from WWE, 6 from AEW. Every other month. We're showing the money out anyway. So, granted, we're paying far less for WWE than we are for AEW. But, there's your haircut comeback. Oh no. He has his classic shape. I'm sorry. AEW, I feel, has enough because I think they do quarterly, which is 4. So I'm fine with their pay-per-view schedule. I hear they're increasing, which I'm not a fan of, at least in the moment. I haven't seen it executed, so I don't know. Maybe it'll work. But WWE's had too many pay-per-views pretty much since the end of the Monday Night War era. And even if they were to reinstitute brand extension exclusive shows or brand, like, that would have been okay with me if they stuck to the big 4, bring everybody together. The other 8 are divided for each brand. I would have been okay with one a month if it was different talent every other month. Right now, it's not. They're bringing everybody together every month.
Yeah. And
we're seeing the same people. And again, the worst problem, the best problem to have is too many people to have on the payroll. That's what they got. It's not a bad problem to have unless you're Vince McMahon and don't know what the hell to do with half your guys and girls. Which I've said numerous times, which I lay out ad nauseum on Monday.
Which, was one of the things that I said on the video that didn't go through.
Yeah, God. Oh. Think about it this way. This guy has been in and out of the company as of right now for 24 years. He's either been in WWE or in TNA and maybe a little bit of Ring of Honor here and there. And he's not always been the most reliable, consistent guy, but he's still there. And he's still getting pushed through the moon. I'm not digging on Jeff Hardy. You're not going over Jeff Hardy ad nauseum. But Jeff Hardy is one of those guys where he should be one of the guys who's putting guys over rather than sitting there at the end of the night. Number 1. Sheamus's first main event slot was WrestleMania 11 years ago. As far as, it wasn't a main event match, but it was a main event program with Triple H. They put Triple H on the shelf for 11 months, roughly, after that. Guy coming down the aisle now. I will never rag on his skill. I will never rag on his marketability. I will never rag on his status as a main event guy. But he has been around, he said it himself, for 20 years if you count OVW.
Oh, really?
It's too goddamn long for a guy to be relied on. Not to rag on a friend, but there's a big reason why John is gracefully, willingly sitting over here, being in Vancouver, making movies, making TV shows.
Doing everything that he hated on The Rock for doing?
Far too much being on TV. And he humbled himself and recognized that and stepped away. Just like Dwayne did, and he gave him shit for it. And trust me, I've given him shit for it. Give myself shit for it, not going to lie. I mean, your quads look thick. Oh my god, dude, Kofi ever the jokester. I love him to pieces. Anyway, every single person in this chamber match right now has been in the main event of wherever he was for the better part of 2 decades, with the exception of the WWE champion, who just got elevated to the championship in the last 2 years. Like, that's a problem.
Kofi too.
And even Kofi, who was only champion 2 years ago, he's been around a long damn time.
He's been around a long time, but he hasn't been in that circle.
No, he beat Chris Jericho for. That's a cool spot with the sparkles. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty neat. Anyway, he beat Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. I believe it was Night of Champions 2008. So even that's 13 years ago. Like, all these guys have been around a long damn time. 22 combined world championships with these 6 guys. Thank you for that stat, Josh.
I am looking forward to Randy and Jeff starting this match off, though. That's going to be good.
There's mucho history here, for sure. But again, that's the thing. There's history. These guys feuded over the championship 12 years ago, dude. Like, what the hell? And again, I'm not shitting on anybody in this match. I like all these guys. Yes, even Jeff Hardy and his wayward self. Like, I like these guys. But this is the problem of Raw in a microcosm right here. These 6 guys are your main event, and they've been either high profile or main event for almost 2 decades. Not good. You know, there's a reason there's a hat up here, or a pair of hats up here. One says 2012, one says 2014, the last time the Kings were champions. Because they're just now evolving from that core that took them to the Stanley Cup. And they're still not doing that well. But they're getting better. Raw is not getting better. If you move away from Randy, Alexa, and Bray, Raw is 2.5 hours of garbage. If you're watching on Hulu, it's about 80 minutes of garbage, because there's 10 with Bray and Alexa, and it's all good. SmackDown, when I can catch it on Friday nights, when I'm not dog tired from traveling in Old Valley and back, I enjoy watching SmackDown. I enjoy watching on Hulu the next day. You know, you guys saw it earlier. I was pissed a bit. I missed Talking Smack this week. I totally forgot I was on because of all this stupid shit with this show. Like, I look forward to the SmackDown brand. I don't look forward to Raw. I only watch Raw on Monday night afternoons to keep up with Aaron's post-game show. Otherwise, I could give a shit. And that's, again...
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Yeah, it's not a good look, and it's not these guys' fault. It's not the people on the payroll. It's the guy signing the paycheck's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not going to crap on Vince McMahon, because I'm not Vince McMahon, nor will I ever be Vince McMahon. But I am a fan of Vince McMahon's work. I have been my entire adult life and more. But his inability to... His problem was the same problem that Bischoff had, and he shit on him for. Inability to create new stars. Inability to allow new stars to be created. That's even worse.
Agreed.
He likes his guys on the chessboard. He doesn't want to bring in the guys playing checkers and tiddlywinks and everything. He wants it. He wants his chess pieces where they've been for 20 years. Like, Vince, just because you beat WCW with those guys doesn't mean they're going to win you any more ratings nights. It ain't going to happen, brother. You're going to go into football in the fall, and ESPN's going to whoop your ass again. And even funnier, come the spring, your own boy's going to whoop your ass in the ratings too. Your Golden Boy, who's making you buku right now on NBC ratings because you got some sort of credit on there, I believe. He's going to come into football, whoop your ass. And granted, you made far too much money in that sale anyways, so you don't give a shit. And I get that. Selling that brand for what it was worth at the time he sold it to Dwayne is probably the best business decision he's made in the last 5 years. All right. Who's coming in first, Jay?
I'm going to go with Kofi.
All right. Interesting. Here's where the gauntlet comes in right here, brother. Okay, I don't mind the kill. I don't, but the freaking studded tights, they got to go. Those are a little much. I know it's a stupid bitch to pick, but those are dumb looking. Man, oh man.
Nice overhead throw.
Interesting use of that move he just used on Randy. You're absolutely right, Tim. And it's basically what I was saying earlier. He's not been motivated since he walked out there in Cleveland and declared victory. I don't care what front he put up in Greensboro or he beat the Alliance. Dude, he had won already. And he beat them both because he had ECW name, even though he didn't own it for another 2 years. He already had the name on his TV. He won the war. The war was over in late '98. It was just 2.5 years of WCW trudging along. And trust me, I'm about to get into a binge the last year of WCW existence with Kat. Watching April 10th, 2000 through the end of Nitro, and I'm gonna probably have to hide my guns and weapons to hurt myself afterwards.
Just make sure you pay attention to the crowd that October episode of Thunder.
Remind me of the date, but I'll try to catch the town and try to connect the dots.
I want to say it was either the 4th or the 7th. It was right around Mikey's birthday.
Oh, that makes sense. Long Beach, yeah, okay. I can't believe Thunder ran the Long Beach Arena. That's so funny. Not to shit on the Long Beach Arena, but that's how freaking far WCW had sunk. Because Long Beach Arena, I love my old place of residence, but the Long Beach Arena was almost as bad a shit show as the LA Sports Arena. I'm not going to even front on that, man. But yeah, Thunder running the Long Beach Arena, yeah, no. At least freaking Nitro ran the Forum when it was here. That's funny. Yeah, WCW always had the Forum. They ran that house show at the Forum where Jericho beat X-Pac for the title, the Cruiserweight title. They never ran the Staples till I think, let's see, Staples opened in 99. I think that the only show they ran at Staples was January of 2000 because my aunt bought me an NWO 2000 shirt that night at Nitro that I can't find now. Quick question. If AEW ever signed CM Punk, do you think they could compete with WWE in the ratings and scare events? Okay.
The problem is Vince doesn't view anybody as a threat.
Well, no. Here's my whole thing with this whole rating scares Vince and AEW. AEW runs on Wednesdays. They've very rarely lost the so-called Wednesday Night War with NXT. AEW is not looking to, I haven't talked to Tony Khan. I don't know this. I think AEW is looking to be what TNA used to be, the alternative. And they're doing a much better job of it than TNA had done in the directly pre and definitely post-Hogan era. The first, let's use that next. No, missed it by one, Jay.
Yeah.
Anyway, TNA, again, not trying to crap on people, TNA prior to signing Christian and Kurt Angle, they were the alternative. They weren't better than, they weren't less than, they were different than. And that was what Eric Bischoff said the entire first 3 years. Whoa. That is enormous. That's huge. Anyway, that was the reason why Nitro ruled for 83 weeks. That was why it took the potential, oh, Jesus criminy, the potential match that would have been Austin versus McMahon to knock WCW off that perch, because they had a formula that was working, right? So AEW is doing that now. They've got a different formula. You're not going to see WWE run a freaking death match. Dude, that is so freaking genius by AJ. I love this. I love all this. Anyway, back to the... So, no, I don't think Vince is going to be scared, even if AEW does sign CM Punk. You have to remember something. CM Punk was willing to work with a WWE branded show. Yes, he wasn't under WWE creative control. Yes, he was, doing that. But at the same time, he was working with people he enjoyed working with. Renee Young, Booker T, and Saraya Knight. Now, Renee Young is not with the company anymore. Renee Young is on the sidelines getting ready to have the child of the former AEW champion, and the guy's about to set himself on freaking explosion fire in a couple weeks in AEW. So is Punk more likely to go to AEW now? Possibly. But I honestly don't think Vince gives a shit either way, where Punk goes or where the ratings for the Wednesday night show go. The only way I could honestly see Vince getting scared, crapping his pants, whatever, is if AEW launched a show on Monday night at 8 o'clock and decisively handed WWE their ass against Raw. Then Vince sit up and go, better do something here. And scene.
No, I agree with you. And like I said, unfortunately, Vince has not thought of his competition as a threat since the death of Nitro.
Nope.
He didn't even take TNA seriously as a threat when they moved to Raw.
No. And honestly, the four of us sitting there that night in your apartment, I don't think we did either. Like, I think we knew. Like, okay, it's going to be a good show on both channels. But, I mean, you had Bret Hart return against the debut of Hulk Hogan. Even me, Hulkamaniac, going, dude, you got Bret Hart coming back. This is a no contest. Give me a break. So.
And squashing the beef of the screw job.
Yeah.
Hugging Shawn Michaels in the middle of the ring.
And the potential of him and Vince hugging him out, which we thought, no friggin' way that would ever happen, ever. It just, but again, and again, this is back to the problem we have here on this match right now. TNA's counter was, okay, we've got Hogan and we got Bischoff. Let's load up the nostalgia. They brought Scott in. They brought Six-Pac in. They brought Kevin Nash back. They loaded that show up with so much Monday Night War steroid nostalgia. Like, how can we not win? You're not the alternative. You're the used to be. That's the problem.
Yep.
WWE is only the used to be because they're using the same damn people. And they're not pushing Keith Lee. They're not utilizing Ali and the rest of Retribution. They're not properly showcasing the Hurt Business and guys like Kofi Kingston now. And they're not pulling the ace in the hole, Brock Lesnar, out of Canada and going, do something. So many things are not happening that could very easily happen for the WWE to not have questions like that come in where we feel Vince needs to be scared. He does need to be still because you can't touch you can't touch the 27 Yankees. You can try, but you won't get them. Anyway, like Josh said, no one took TNA seriously. That's the thing. Even us and even the No DQ crew, who JJ, kind of got semi-involved with through me doing the Talk Wrestling with everybody there together, we all wanted so bad for TNA to knock Vince on his ass just once and go, ugh. But we all knew down here somewhere it was never going to happen. Because once they signed Christian, once they signed Kurt, and once they started loading up the WWE guys who WWE didn't want anymore, or they didn't feel WWE was good for them anymore, so they went to a place that maybe didn't pay as much and the schedule was lighter, but they still had the recognition, and there was just so much working against TNA trying to be better than rather than sticking with different than. And it upsets me to no goddamn end, because who was the guy that talked about being different than instead of less than or better than? Eric friggin' Bischoff, who went to TNA in 2010 and executive produced that garbage with Hogan for 4 years.
I will dispute you on Christian.
Okay.
But I co-sign from Angle Lock.
Well, okay.
Because Christian was never going to get the time to shine
Right.
in WWE.
Okay.
Christian did some of his best work on Impact.
I agree with that. Yeah.
His arrival in the company, while a C-list player at best in WWE,
yes,
very much catapulted him to the A-list.
I agree.
And he seemed like he belonged there pretty much from the day that Edge and Christian broke up.
Right.
Angle coming in, while it did produce some great matches,
right,
I would say was the sign of the decline.
Okay.
I do think though that had they moved to Monday nights and tried to compete with Vince when Angle debuted, it might have been a completely different story.
Yes. Yeah. I think their problem was, and again, this is hindsight booking, freaking 11 years later or whatever. They were hesitant to pull the trigger. They didn't have the chutzpah that Vince always talks about in the wrestling. Bischoff had that chutzpah, which is why he was the executive producer when they tried to go Monday. The problem is Bischoff broke his own formula, like I said. And I only said Christian about the sign of the decline or whatever because I wasn't saying it was Christian that did it. I was saying that was the first signing where they went, okay, this guy, WWE doesn't want him anymore, but we'll take him. Like, here's a castaway. Let's just bring him in from the deep waters and bring him ashore and save his life. That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying that Christian's signing was responsible in part for the decline. I was saying it was a sign of TNA going, we can't do what we can do with the guys we have. Let's start seeing what we can do with the guys WWE doesn't want no more. Note the ship's log evidence. Jeff is eating broccoli.
There you go.
And cauliflower. Honestly, Mike, greatest comeback story. HBK coming back from injury and winning the title, or Edge is coming back winning the title?
Brian's.
Yeah. Brian coming
Option
back.
C, Brian's.
Right.
Honestly, though, out of those two, I'd go with HBK.
Yeah, it's funny. I was going to go with Edge. I'll tell you why. Michaels winning the big gold in the chamber was kind of
brown tights that weren't
what's
even
that? Yeah,
So
and
with
the shit
those
brown
shit
tights
brown tights that weren't even complete.
this terrible haircut, yeah, was more of like a lifetime achievement award, right? Like you busted your ass and came back, and you got a huge pop. Here's the title: Edge has battled back from an injury that nobody has come back from except Bryan Danielson. Paige hasn't come back from the injury yet. Stone Cold has said he won't do that. Edge coming back after 9 years from an injury that they told him was non-surgery repairable, and participating in the Royal Rumble, having this match with Orton, coming back and winning the Rumble this year, and if he wins the title at WrestleMania, will be a bigger story for me as a fan than Shawn Michaels. I love Shawn Michaels. I am a huge Shawn fan. Huge fan of the Click, despite people believe. But Edge's story will be bigger if he wins the title.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I know I went with Sean as the good reaction, but I can agree with that. But I definitely say Brian's still.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, dude, we were all hanging together and crying over his retirement. That wrecked all of us.
Well, I was already up this way when that happened, and I had already been out of wrestling, I want to say for at least a year, maybe even 2 years.
I think it was closer to 2, yeah.
But I remember watching that episode and being hesitant because I thought it was a work at first.
Because what?
I thought it was a work at first.
Oh, wow.
Because, you know, Vince and company is known for that type of stuff.
Well,
And then when it ended up being legit,
yeah. I mean, he fought it, and he fought it, and he fought it. And he went to every doctor he could to convince WWE, I'm okay. And they wouldn't let him do it, man. They forced that on him. I will definitely grant Brian that, right? But, like, what's so funny is him coming back was awesome. The way he won the title back, it was like, damn, Brian, this ain't you, dog. I'm like, no. And then you think back to 03, 04, you go, yeah, this has been in him for a long time. We just haven't got to see it in WWE yet.
get ready for a oh crap
Probably the
moment
American
from
Dragon,
Kofi.
but it was definitely, yeah, right. It wasn't an American Dragon moment, but it was definitely a Bryan Danielson old school moment.
Because they're not showing him, but he's still on top of that pod.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. They're all going to slowly start to get up. See, there he is.
I hate this spot so damn much. I hate it so much.
And
Like,
I
it's
thought it
so-
was going to be something more than that.
It's awesome that they can do that spot, but it looks so stupid and forced.
Yeah.
I hate it. So I hate when they do it on over the top rope onto the floor. I hate when they do that shit, any of it. It's so stupid. It's like if the four of them made any sense, they would part the sea and let him fall flat on his ass. It is hella visual, though, when you have that hair thrown in there, too. I'm actually surprised Orton was eliminated without the help of the Fiend or the Fiend's shenanigans.
Yeah. That was
That
interesting.
surprises me. Now we got Chris saying to cash in for Miz tonight. Dude, more and more people think it's going to happen, brother.
I hope it does, dude.
I
Like,
do too.
I was a
beat
Miz fit before
Even me.
Miz was like a big character. Like,
Yeah.
I go back to the real world with the Miz.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I
and
only
the real
contest.
world road rules challenges.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I only contest my Miz fandom being the same time as yours because I met Mike Mizanin when he was training with UPW. I've known him forever. So, but I was not a fan of the Miz they brought to SmackDown as the host and the goober. It's like, jeez. So, the broccoli was good. I'm not going to lie. I am not a broccoli or cauliflower guy, Chris, but my mom's cooking, man. What are you going to do? Good stuff.
Broccoli and cauliflower are probably two of my favorites, and I love them with the cheese sauce drizzled on top.
Oh yeah,
dude.
oh yeah. Well, God, you and freaking dairy, forget it, dude. There's one vegetable
There
in
goes
that.
Jeff. We're gonna get a swanton off the pod.
Oh jeez.
Well, for her just to sit down and peek, there had to have been.
Nobody there.
No.
Or that.
Boo. Wanted the swanton.
Yeah.
Gonna get it this time.
Yeah, there's one in that film is Brussels sprouts. I don't care what you put on it. Brussels sprouts are nasty.
Agreed.
My dad won't even eat those. He eats pretty much everything as far as vegetables. He's pretty good with that.
Ooh. Claymore takes out Hardy.
I ain't mad at that so much, honestly.
Nah.
Has he ever won an elimination chamber match? I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure he hasn't. I'm trying to, I'm gonna look that up now that I mentioned that.
So it's down to Drew and Sheamus?
No, Edge's in there too.
Okay. But Kofi got eliminated.
Yes.
Okay. So Drew's my only horse in this fight.
Right.
Because I had Drew and Kofi.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, although that didn't work out well for him in the end of that night. Lashley in the Extreme Chamber, the Chamber from Hell. Undertaker, Edge, although he went into the chamber after taking out Kofi. Jericho, thanks to Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. CM Punk. Bryan. Swagger, Orton, The New Day, Ryback. I forgot about that being the Intercontinental Championship. Forgot about that. Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, Roman Reigns, Bayley and Sasha, Bryan again, Miz and Morrison, Shayna Baszler, and then tonight's two matches.
While you were gone during the women's tag match, I said that I'd kind of like to see Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey whenever she does decide to come back, if she decides to come back.
If she has to come back, absolutely. I agree with that.
And I think they'd work as either a tag team or as opponents. Maybe start them as a team at first.
Right.
Because I think they would just run roughshod over the women's division. And then when they splinter, they could have a nice little feud going on.
Yep.
Very much akin to the Sasha Bayley story that we had.
I agree. Tim says, if Drew does win this match and Miz does not cash in, who is the best man during the Mania? I mean,
they'd probably build Drew and Sheamus.
Yeah, I was going to say, Drew and Sheamus is likely. If they had faith in Keith Lee, I'd say that. They don't have faith in Keith Lee. So, Sheamus seems the most likely scenario at this point. had chops to the chest on your birthday.
Yes.
Those
Yes.
look far more vicious. Sheamus's 10 bows, whatever the hell they're called. Like, goddamn, man. And there's evidence of that chop fest on his Facebook, by the way. It ain't pretty, kids. Viewer discretion is heavily advised.
Yeah, I got lit up by the Battleground Pro Wrestling locker room
Oh, yeah.
for my birthday one year. But it was all good, man.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that I didn't flinch.
Nope.
And get an additional 2 for flinching off the Commandos.
Right.
Earned some serious respect, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. That forever, like, dude, just being in, I wasn't
Future
even watching
shock.
it. Oh, shit, dude.
That's what's up.
I wasn't even watching it, just hearing it going, oh, god damn, dude. Just, oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, bro kick.
Ooh, but here comes AJ.
Yep. Nice.
You go lay down. You're a bad girl.
Drew and Styles.
That was nice, dude.
You know better than that.
Joe, they said he was injured. I don't know what the actual situation is. I was told throughout the night that he's not hurt. They took him out of the match. It looks like they scratched the Asuka match, but I don't know if they're gonna have a surprise. We'll see what happens, Mike. Okay. Everybody pay attention.
Here it goes. Drew retains the title. I'm going to unmute my TV.
Yes, make sure you turn it down.
I did. I'm seeing a mixed reaction from the Thunderdome crowd. I see people applauding. I see people in shock.
Yeah. He got that kick high. You know, helps when you're freaking 20 feet tall to start with. Chambers going up.
And he's still in there.
Mm-hmm.
Going to
Watch the height.
another
Watch the
replay.
height. Watch the height. Bink. He was higher than midair there, Mac Phillips. He was way in the air. Come on, Miz.
Lashley.
Ooh.
Here we go. Lashley beating the crap out of Drew.
I believe arrangement has been made, ladies and gentlemen. They are the Hurt Business, after all. Take him out, Bobby.
And this is so mixed for me because I love Drew. I've always been a fan of Drew.
I know you have, brother. So have I. But Mike's our boy, man. Dude, he's unconscious. Quiet on the set, for the love of God. Man, Joe was screaming. Joe's thinking, UPW love. Joe gets it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Hurt Lock. Good night.
They're showing the entrance ramp.
Oh, please. I'm a kid on Christmas. This is ridiculous how excited I am right now. Okay, now step out. Yes!
He's looking.
Run quickly, John Cone. Get your ass in there. Ring the friggin' bell! Get his ass up. Let's go. And my WWE Network froze. Fantastic.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, dude.
I will. I'll try to help you out. He's just bouncing in the corner right now. Drew's stumbling to try and get to his feet. The ref's trying to get Drew up. Drew is on his feet, but he's kind of collapsing in the other corner.
Okay.
Called for the bell. Kick to the midsection. DDT by Miz. 1, 2, kick out.
Crap! It won't restart. Ah! I'm gonna think I missed the Miz being the champion again. God, I hate this stupid thing.
Miz is getting Drew up, setting him up for the skull crushing finale. Nails it. 1, 2, 3. Miz is the champion.
Yes! And I missed it because of the damn Roku.
Yes.
Come on, you stupid TV. Kick in. This is stupid.
So the only thing I missed tonight was the women's tag match.
Yeah.
I called everything else.
Yep. There it goes. Oh, I got him raising the title.
Because he's the Miz, and he's awesome.
What's so funny is we talked about Edge meeting the Miz, but now Edge has the issue with Roman. So
and it's a battle of the spears.
Miz versus Drew at WrestleMania instead. Okay, lower third. Be careful. Everybody watch out. Lower third's dangerous on WWE pay-per-views. Oh, that actually went to it. Wow, they actually ended it. Yay. Hell yes. Okay, Vince. You got me on that one. That's the end of the show. Very nicely done. And see, it worked because Hurt Business got hired for business to hurt Drew. It works.
Just like the old APA.
Yep. Okay, I need to go to Aaron's channel. Where is Aaron's channel? There it is. Have that queued up. That way, as soon as he goes live, I will make my.
What did you guys think of the pay-per-view? Get your comments in while we can before No DQ goes live.
Yep. So while you are doing that, I will. I don't have the plugs queued. Balls. Okay. Well, I will just do it verbally because I can talk. That's what I do for a living. Tomorrow, of course, is Talk Wrestling. Ask me anything. Very simple. I'm going to go at 4 o'clock. That way we can give our Song of the South the proper due that it deserves.
So 3 o'clock
3 o'clock
Pacific,
on
6 o'clock Eastern, Casa de 18 Studios channel, Song of the South, myself for about the first 20 minutes or so. And then the rest of the show, I'll be joined by good old JM Jeff Meacham himself.
Yes, sir. And then Talk Wrestling at 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock Pacific. Tuesday, Statboy Sports Bar will actually be
under new management.
Under new management for the night. Yeah, Meacham Sports Bar will take place. I'll be talking. Mikey's going to send me the stats, of course, because that's what Mike does. But I'll be talking about. He didn't mention spring training in his spiel, but baseball's back, baby. The pitchers and catchers are reported, and the other guys are reporting soon. So baseball's back. I'm happy. Hockey, of course, is going on. I don't believe the Kings are what they are. So, and the NBA is going on. But I will do the show as best I can because not my bag most of the time. But we'll see how it goes. Wednesday, the Great Sherry Show. We're going to talk about the tagline says, "Will the champ get an addition to his bump card?" If you know what I'm talking about, if you watched the show last week, we'll see what the results are from that.
Ah, yes. I remember about that.
Plus Wednesday Q&A as we do, and I have West Virginia picked out as the state laws. I can't imagine it's going to go either like really, really crazy, but it's in the South, so they're no crazy down there. And of course, we'll talk about the tribute match the next day, which will be on Greg's channel at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific. But before that, Thursday, good Lord, Thursday.
Yes, Thursday is going to be a busy day for Jeff Meacham.
Yeah, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. These two guys right here are going to be hosting the Renegades Recap, which will talk about everything that's gone down on the Renegades reviews. The past, at that point, it'll be 25 days, right?
Yes.
25 days.
I've got my little run sheet prepared, my general run sheet of how the show's going to go out.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm touch briefly on some of the stuff we've done, what's in store for the rest of the month, since it will be on the 25th after all. Little preview of what's to come, which you should have seen in the previews that aired before this, the March trailer for Renegades Reviews.
Yes, which actually aired here for the first time.
Yes, today was the premiere of that trailer, so.
Yes. And the very first day of the month will be featuring me. And the very first day of the month is my birthday. So we're getting no holds barred on the Chief Hulkamaniac's birthday. It's fait accompli, kids.
That's right. We'll also be doing some movie mail, opening up some packages that I've gotten in the mail.
Yes.
New additions to my collection.
Because you need more movies, clearly.
You know what? I already hear it from the roomies. Don't give me any lip, boy.
Hey, I was giving you about your movies when it was still fashionable to do that, all right? So you shut your face. I was there when it was just Big Blue, brother. So.
Yeah. We won't talk about all of these right here all the way down the line.
Yeah. JJ and I figured out if my movies were still in there.
Four things right there, because there's one down here that's like my horror movies and my Christmas movies.
Right.
Up here's assorted collections, more assorted collections, and then all the way down over there is my superhero movies.
Right. So JJ and I figured out when I moved in with him 10 years ago that if we took all my movies out of the sleeves and put it back into cases, combining our movie libraries, we could start the entire empire back up. Like, for real. Just at our house.
Yep.
We would give Bend, Oregon a run for their money, for sure. Anyway.
My daughter likes to call it JJ Plus.
Props to the niece. So.
And more diverse than Disney Plus.
Very much so. We actually have someone with house in our library. Anyway. And you can see the review of it tomorrow. So there you go. It all ties in together. So then after Renegades Recap, we go into Wrestling Rewind, which is going to be a double header because I'm going to make up for the lost Bret Owen Hart match that we did do last week. Hang on. And this week's vote, which is going to be, Diesel Undertaker from 12, the Street Fight from 13, Dumpster Match from 14, and the one that's got the least votes right now, which surprises the dog out of me, Shane and X-Pac from 15. Now
I can see why that one didn't have as many votes. I was just going to say double header, or is it a double feature.
Ah, very good, very good. Double feature, very good. Yes, double feature. Well, I was going for sports doubleheader, but double feature get first. So
A midday double feature
that's right.
creature show.
So, yeah, but it's not science fiction. Well, I mean, wrestling kind of is, but anyway.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You got the LOD in there as a possibility. You got Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie in there.
Ahmed Johnson and the Road Warrior spikes. That's all I need to say about that. Big Tony and the Warrior spikes. Yeah, that's just weird for sure.
But this ain't science fiction.
Yeah, a little bit. So after the Attitude Era on steroids, you've got Wrestling Trivia Challenge with Greg hosting. I forget the participants. I'm sorry. And the post game here at 6:30, 3:30 Pacific. I think that's it for me that day. I might get roped into the review. I don't know for no DQ. I might. We'll see. Friday will be this guy's replay because after his review of Jackie Robinson's story, as he gets it, I will stall as well as I can until he reaches for it. And he goes right there. You go. As soon as he finishes talking about it, he's going to come on to our channel and do the exact same show. It's almost like it's a replay.
Or a rewind.
Or a rewind. Ha ha ha.
Be kind. Rewind.
Or rerun. Ha ha ha. Rewind. Ha ha. See, there you go. Either way.
That's what happens in syndication.
Well, 42 is how old now. So, yeah. So there's that for the week. And then I'm hoping Saturday I can get my for life shit together and figure out what I'm going to do with the NWO stuff. Because Aaron plugged it on the No DQ Twitter last week and said, like, stick with that for the whole coverage. I'm like, well, God, do I do just the recaps or do I just like go to this whole big, do the whole thing? I might just do the whole thing because my whole thing with airing stuff on Twitter was really for the big gold, which I neglected to do today because today was bonkers. The big gold is, I've been working on the project for like 3 years, more than that. So I want the big goal to be the recap broadcast priority. So if NWO takes the sidebar, I'm okay with that because I talk on NWO every day of the week, twice on Saturday, 3 times on Sunday, right? I'm good with them. The big gold, I actually have to make an effort to find stuff, splice stuff, air stuff. And I'm proud of that. I can do that. NWO, I can rattle shit off the top of my head right now. So that's the dynamic of that Twitter will probably change next weekend. And then off we go into the road to Fastlane and on to Raymond James Stadium. So that's where we're at, kids.
Yep.
We're going to go from Black History / rom-com chick flicks month for JJ to wrestling all month. Very excited about that.
Star wrestlers.
Yeah, it's yes, No Holds Barred was chosen because it's my birthday and I'm guest starring and it's Hulk. But that really is the first movie that actually starred a wrestler. Really.
Yeah.
Like, he was featured in Rocky III. Terry Funk was featured in about 45 movies of Slice Alone. But No Holds Barred was written, produced, and put together as a vehicle to get Hogan over in the mainstream media. Flat out. And Aaron's on the air. So, thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate JJ being here the entire 4 hours. Holy ball, that was a long show. Much appreciated. And go on over to youtube.com/AaronWithNoDQ right now for the full recap. If you didn't watch with us for 4 hours, which if you didn't and you need to go watch Aaron, you do you, boo. Thanks, everybody, for watching. It is greatly appreciated. We will see you tomorrow on Song of the South on Constantine Studios. And, of course, Talk Wrestling at 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. or 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Good night, kids.